Oh, the buzzing is there again, is it? 1 second. Let me just change. Alright, I'm going to try and... where's the game? Try to get rid of the buzzing quickly. I've not applied the filters to this one, you see. So, noise suppression. Okay, is that any better? Let's pick up desktop audio. Is that sounding any better? And welcome! A noise gate on there as well. Okay, I'm not sure where the game's disappeared to, but I'll bring that back now. Well, I'll restart the game. There we go. Should have silence now. I really need to stop eating pizza. My face is getting chubby. Being a chubby boy. Right. We're doing a... Oh yeah, I've got to be silent. I'll give you 5 seconds of silence. And there we go. And away we go. Seems good, thank you. Is this... I'm not going to start complaining. Okay. So this one, there's going to be a lot of reading involved, I believe. So, should be interesting. Okay. If my cam is in the way, I will move it around a little bit. But I've not played this before. Although I think I do know of a spoiler, because I'm pretty sure I saw Yahtzee from Zero Punctuation review it a couple years back. Hopefully that won't ruin it. Let's give it a go, because I know this is a bit of a cult darling, this one. Enter my name. My name is... Let's see, I'll go for Eluco. Oh, this is going to be a lot of reading. Let me pour a glass of water. And no, sadly, I will not be doing individual voices, because that will just wear out my voice even faster. And we'll see how it goes, because if it goes well, then I will do other visual novels. And the more into it I get, or the better I get at reading them, then I might start doing voices. We'll see. So, someone saying, hey! Oh, you'll be pressing space a lot. I see an annoying girl running toward me from the distance, waving her arms in the air like she's totally oblivious to any attention she might draw to herself. That girl is Sayori, my neighbour and good friend since we were children. If I butcher Japanese names, don't give me shit, just write it phonetically in the chat and I'll try to copy as best I can. So I don't like Japanese gatekeeping, like, you must say everything perfectly correct, and half the time they get it wrong themselves. Anyway, you know the kind of friend you never see yourself making today. Okay, but it just kind of works out because you've known each other for so long. We used to walk to school together on days like this, but starting around high school, she would oversleep more and more frequently, and I'd get tired of waiting up. But if she's going to chase after me like this, I almost feel better off running away. However, I just sigh and idle in front of the crosswalk and let Sayori catch up to me. See, I can't do it. I can't do it. I overslept again. But I caught you this time. Maybe, but only because I decided to stop and wait for you. El Luco. You say that you were thinking about ignoring me? That's mean, El Luco. Well, if people stare at you for acting weird, then I don't want them to think we're a couple or something. Fine, fine. But you did wait for me after all. I guess you don't have it in you to be mean even if you want to. Whatever you say, Sayori. Hehe. We cross the street together and make our way to school. As we draw near, the streets become increasingly speckled with other students making their daily commute. Let's get comfortable. I'm going to be doing a lot of reading. There's no point in me sitting forward for the entire of it. Sorry, I'm looking a bit of a mess today as well. As we draw near, the streets become increasingly... By the way, El Luco, have you decided on a club to join yet? A club? I told you already, I'm not really interested in joining any clubs. I haven't been looking either. That's not true. You told me you would join a club this year. Did I? I'm sure it's possible that I did in one of our many conversations where I dismissively go along with whatever she's going on about. Sayori likes to worry a little too much about me, when I'm perfectly content just getting on the average while spending my free time on games and anime. I was talking about how I'm worried that you won't learn how to socialise or have any skills before college. Your happiness is really important to me, you know. And I know you're happy now, but I'd die at the thought of you becoming a NEET in a few years because you're not used to the real world. You trust me, right? What's NEET again? It stands for Not Employed Educated Teen. Is that correct? I remember I've seen that several times, but it's something like Not Employed Educated Teen or something. You trust me, right? Don't make me keep worrying about you. Alright. Oh my god, this is going to kill me. 4 hours. Supposedly this is 4 hours long. I'll look at a few clubs if it makes you happy. No promises, though. Will you at least promise me you'll try a little? Yeah, I guess I'll promise you that. Yay! Woo! Why do I let myself get lectured by such a carefree girl? More than that, why do so many Japanese protagonists hate carefree girls? They're like, they're so carefree. I've never understood this trope of not liking or being annoyed by carefreeness. Hey, Doze of the Lord! Vum vum vum. This game is about 4 hours long, so hopefully about 4 hours. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to go that in-depth, Heisen. People are going to have to deal with my mispronunciation. I can't roll my R's either, so it's difficult for me to switch over. Are you watching a 10-hour stream? Fair enough, Dozer. Well, I appreciate you popping by, dude. Hopefully I'll be continuing with this one through the night. Because this is a kind of a one-shot game. So hopefully I'll be able to play it through to the end. Unless my voice goes dead. More than that, I'm surprised I even let myself relent to her. I guess seeing her worry so much about me makes me want to ease her mind at least a little bit, even if she does exaggerate everything inside of her head. The school day is as ordinary as ever, and it's over. Sorry, I just had pizza. And it's over before I know it. Oh, well, I appreciate that, Dozer. Thank you very much. After I pack my things, I stare blankly at a wall, looking for an ounce of motivation. Clubs. Sayori wants me to check out some clubs. I guess I have no choice but to start with the anime club. Hello? Sayori. Sayori must have come into the classroom while I was spacing out. I look around and realise I'm the only one left in the classroom. I thought I'd catch you coming out of the classroom, but I saw you just sitting here and spacing out, so I came in. Honestly, you're even worse than me sometimes. I'm impressed. You don't need to wait up for me if it's going to make you late to your own club. Well, I thought you might need some encouragement, so I thought, know what? Well, that you could come to my club. Sayori? Yeah? There's no way I'm going to your club. Meanie pants. Sayori is the vice president of the literature club. Not that I was ever aware that she had any interest in literature. In fact, I'm 99% sure she only did it because she thought it would be fun to help start a new club. Since she was the first one to show interest after the one who proposed the club, she inherited the title of vice president. That said, my interest in literature is guaranteed to be even less. Yeah, I'm going to the anime club. Come on, please. Why do you care so much anyway? Well, I kind of told the club yesterday I would bring in a new member. And Natsuki made cupcakes and everything. Hehe. Don't make promises you can't keep. I can't tell if Sayori is really that much of an airhead, or if she's so cunning as to have planned all of this out. I let out a long sigh. Fine, I'll stop by for a cupcake, okay? I mean, a cupcake would... I'm easily swayed by cakes of varying sizes. But cupcakes are definitely... yeah. I appreciate your help there, Heisen, but I'm going to have a hard enough time reading. As I've mentioned, I am dyslexic, so I don't like to mention that because it sounds like a crutch, but I find it hard reading out loud as it is, so I'm going to try my best. Yes, let's go. I mean, I'm only as good as I am now because of practicing on stream, and I've learned I've got to slow it down. As soon as I speed up too much, I will trip over my own tongue. And thus, today marks the day I sold my soul for a cupcake. Fucking... I feel this guy. He's a man after my own heart. I dejectedly follow Sayori across the school and upstairs, a section of the school I rarely visit, being generally used for third year classes and activities. Sayori, full of energy, swings open the classroom door. Everyone, the new member is here. I told you, don't call me a new member. I glance around the room. Oh, purple hair. Oh, okay, she's my favourite already. Purple hair always wins, although I hope she's got a better name than Girl One. Welcome to the Literature Club. It's a pleasure meeting you. Sayori always says nice things about you. Aww. Seriously, you brought a boy? Way to kill the atmosphere. Ah, El Luca, what a nice surprise. Welcome to the club. No, she seems nice. All words escape me in this situation. This club is full of incredibly cute girls. Oh no. What a terrible situation to find himself in. What are you looking at? If you want to say something, say it. So sorry. Natsuki. I'm not sure how to do that noise out loud. The girl with the sour attitude, whose name is apparently Natsuki, is one I don't recognise. Her small figure makes me think she's probably a first year. She's also the one who made me cupcakes, according to Sayori. You can just ignore her when she gets moody. Sayori says that quietly into my ear, then turns back toward the other girls. Anyway, this is Natsuki, always full of energy. And this is Yuri, the smartest in the club. Don't say things like that. Yuri, who appears comparably more mature and timid, seems to have a hard time keeping up with people like Sayori and Natsuki. Well, it's nice to meet both of you. And it sounds like you already know Monica, is that right? That's right. I do. Oh, she has the green eyes. Hey, traffic light. Good evening to you. Welcome. I'm doing something a little bit different today because I've done a lot of Sonic lately and I'm a little bit burnt out. I'll be doing Sonic again tomorrow, but I need to mix it up a little bit. Played a lot of Sonic. It's great to see you again, El Luco. Monica smiles sweetly. How are you doing today, traffic light? We do know each other. Well, we rarely talked, but we were in the same class last year. Hey, Mighty Clunk. Welcome, brother. Sonic Saturday. Whoop whoop. Yes, I'll be continuing with Sonic tomorrow. It'll be the main game. Although I'll be starting Sonic Advance from the beginning. Because last time I played it, I think I gave Heisen a headache because it was bad. My whole stream went to shit. Everything was broken. So I fixed it. I've got a better emulator for it, so it will run at a decent pace. I'm alright, thank you. I had pizza. There is more pizza just over there, which I have not finished. I'm getting a bit chubbier because I keep on eating pizza, but I'm good. It's Friday. I'm happy. I've done a massive online shop for food, which arrives tomorrow. So it's going to be a good day tomorrow. Yeah, I kind of, to Brother, this one's got a bit of a cult following for, I'm pretty sure I might know at least one of the twists of this. It's got, it's meant to go quite dark, and that kind of fits my horror roster. Hey, 007 Badger's here as well. I didn't get any Jaffa Cakes. I didn't know Jaffa Cakes went with pizza, but if that's a thing, then I'm willing to investigate. Such a pairing. You can have some pizza, traffic lights. It may be cold by the time you get here, but there's pizza for everyone. Oh, do you mean did I get Jaffa Cakes with my shop? I expect that's what you mean, rather than with my pizza. I don't have Jaffa Cakes on there, but they may appear. I've got until midnight to add more food to my Tesco's shop. Or as Coyote, when he's here, he calls it Tesco's-mas when the Tesco's arrive. When the Tesco's arrive? I might do Jaffa Cakes. Right, I need to set an alarm. Set an alarm for 10:30, possibly do more shopping. There we go, so at 10:30 it will say, possibly do more shopping. Okay, let's continue with Anime Schoolboy joins Horror Harem. We do know each other well. We rarely talk, but we were in the same class last year. Monica was probably the most popular girl in class. Smart, beautiful, athletic. Basically completely out of my league. So having her smile at me genuinely feels a little... you too, Monica. Come sit down, El Luco. Maybe I shouldn't have called myself El Luco. Because I was thinking of El Nombre, which is very rare. This isn't horror, but I'm pretty sure it takes a dark twist towards the end. At least for one character, things are meant to go pretty evil. There was a very, very old show on British TV called El Nombre. It was a kids show that taught kids how to count in a very possibly racist Mexican accent. My name's based on that, which it's not the best description I've ever given. Okay, come sit down, El Luco. We made room for you at the table, so you can sit next to me or Monica. I'll get the cupcakes. Hey, I made them. I'll get them. Sorry, I got a little too excited. Then how about I make some tea as well? Why were there no clubs in British schools? It would have been great. If there were cupcakes involved, I would have fucking been there. The girls have a few desks arranged to form a table. As Sayori mentioned, it's been widened so that there is one space next to Monica and one space next to Sayori. Natsuki and Yuri walk over to the corner of the room where Natsuki grabs a wrapped tray and Yuri opens the closet. Still feeling awkward, I take a seat next to Sayori. Natsuki proudly marches back to the table, tray in hand. This is a visual novel, so I'm going to press space a lot. So gameplay is minimal. But hopefully I can keep it interesting. Hopefully. It's not a particularly long experience. I think it's only about 4 hours. Okay, are you ready? Ta-da! Ooh! Natsuki lifts the foil off the tray to reveal a dozen white fluffy cupcakes decorated to look like little cats. I am in. I'm a big fan of cats. Oh, I'm not sure if you can see today's cat t-shirt. So many cats. It's a top tier cat t-shirt kind of day. Okay. The whiskers are drawn with icing and little pieces of chocolate were used to make ears. So cute! I had no idea you were so good at baking, Natsuki. Well, you know. Just hurry and take one. Sayori grabs one first, and Monica. I follow. It's delicious! Sayori talks with her mouth full and has already managed to get icing on her face. I turn the cupcake around in my fingers, looking for the best angle to take a bite. Natsuki is quiet. I can't help but notice her sneaking glances in my direction. She is waiting for me to take a bite. Finally, I bite down. The icing is sweet and full of flavour. I wonder if she made it herself. This is really good. Thank you, Natsuki. But why are you thanking me? It's not like I haven't heard this. Haven't I heard this somewhere before? I made them for you or anything. I thought you technically did. Sayori said, well, maybe. But not for you, you know, dummy. Alright. I give up on Natsuki's weird logic and dismiss the conversation. Yuri returns to the table carrying a tea set. She carefully places a teacup in front of each of us before setting down the teapot next to the cupcake tray. Right, cheerful music. You keep a whole tea set in this classroom? Don't worry, the teachers gave us permission. After all, doesn't a hot cup of tea help you enjoy a good book? I guess. Don't let yourself get intimidated. Yuri's just trying to impress you. She's got purple hair. I'm already impressed. I'm easily impressed. Cupcakes? Impressed. Purple hair? Impressed. That's not it. Insulted, Yuri looks away. I meant that, you know, I believe you. Well, tea and reading might not be a pastime for me, but I at least enjoy tea. I'm glad. Yuri faintly smiles to herself in relief. Monica raises an eyebrow, then smiles at me. So what made you consider the literature club? I was afraid of this question. Something tells me I shouldn't tell Monica that I was practically dragged here by Sayori. Well, I haven't joined any clubs yet, and Sayori seemed really happy here, so... That's okay, don't be embarrassed. We'll make sure you feel right at home, okay? As president of the literature club, it's my duty to make the club fun and exciting for everyone. Oh nice, I've never played Origins. Isn't that one... Is that the one that came out third? You got Arkham Asylum, Arkham City, then you got Origins by a different company, then the fourth one with the driving. I'm looking to play Sekiro possibly tomorrow, and I might mod it to have Cloud as the ninja. Monica, I'm surprised. How come you decided to start your own club? Okay. I know there's a guy at work. Origins is his favourite because it's got one of his favourite comic book characters in it. I think it has. Is it one of the Robins? Is it like the Red Hood or something? Admittedly, I don't know much about Batman, only what I've seen in movies. How come you decided to start your own club? You could probably be a board member of any of the major clubs. Weren't you a leader of the debate club last year? Well, you know. To be honest, I can't stand all of the politics around the major clubs. It feels like nothing but arguing about the budget and publicity and how to prepare for events. I'd much rather take something I personally enjoy and make something special out of it. Like tea and cupcakes. Or Jaffa cakes. If there's Jaffa cakes, that would also be good. And if it encourages others to get into literature, then I'm fulfilling that dream. Monica really is a great leader. Yuri also nods in agreement. Best girl so far is Yuri, even though she hasn't said much. Definitely best girl. Then I'm surprised, purely because she's got purple hair. I'm not shallow at all, but purple hair is a thing. Then I'm surprised there aren't more people in the club yet. It must be hard to start a new club. You could put it that way. Not many people are very interested in putting in all the effort into starting something brand new. especially when it's something that doesn't grab your attention like literature. You have to work hard to convince people that you're both fun and worthwhile, but it makes school events like the festival that much more important. I'm confident that we all really grow this club before we can all really grow this club before we graduate. Oh. Right, everyone. Yeah? We'll do our best. You know it. Fucking know it, lady. Everyone enthusiastically agrees. Okay, so the girl on the left has the snaggletooth. The snaggletooth is always cute. Such different girls, all interested in the same goal. Monica must have worked really hard just to find these three. Maybe that's why we're all so delighted by the idea of a new member joining, though I still don't really know if I can keep up with their level of enthusiasm about literature. So, El Luco, what kind of things do you like to read? Well, considering how little I've read these past few years, I don't really have a good way of answering that. Manga? I mutter quietly to myself, half joking. Natsuki's head suddenly perks up. It looks like she wants to say something, but she keeps quiet. No, not much of a reader, I guess. Well, that can change. What am I saying? I spoke without thinking after seeing Yuri's sad smile. Anyway, what about you, Yuri? Well, let's see. Yuri traces the rim of her teacup with her finger. Oh, thank you very much for the follow. Is that pronounced Sleo? Or S-Leo? Welcome to the channel. I hope you have a good time and you're able to chill with us. I hope my reading isn't too bad. Oh yeah, because you're not watching, are you? You're just listening in. Hyson listens while he's at work. He's a madman. I bet you're going to get really annoyed with like certain inflections I have and stuff. But I will try to. I try to vary my voice, but not. I don't know what I'm talking about. Anyway, my favourites are usually novels that build deep and complex fantasy worlds. The level of creativity and craftsmanship behind them is amazing to me, and telling a good story in such a foreign world is equally impressive. Yuri goes on clearly passionate about her reading. She seems so reserved and timid since the moment I walked in, but it's obvious by the way her eyes light up that she finds her comfort in the world of books, not people. But you know, I like a lot of things. Oh nice, 20 hours today. It's like, I will wait for him to go live. How do you even check that? Stories with deep psychological elements usually immerse me as well. Isn't it amazing how a writer can so deliberately take advantage of your own lack of imagination and completely throw you through a loop? Anyway, I've been reading a lot of horror lately. Good girl. I read a horror book once. I desperately grasp something I can relate at the minimal level. At this rate, Yuri might as well be having a conversation with a rug. Really? I wouldn't have expected that, Yuri. For someone as gentle as you, I guess you could say that. But if a story makes me think or takes me to another world, then I really can't put it down. See, straight away she's proving her status as best girl. Because she's right so far. Surreal horror is often very successful at changing the way you look at the world, if only for a brief moment. Ugh, I hate horror. Oh, why is that? I apologise, Heisen, because I'm not saying who's speaking, but I just feel that'll make reading it kind of feel stunted, bad. It'll make it sound bad. Well, Natsuki's eyes dart over to me for a split second. Never mind. That's right, you usually like to write about cute things, don't you, Natsuki? Well, what? What gives you that idea? You left a piece of scrap paper behind the last club meeting. She makes cat cupcakes. It was her that made the cakes, wasn't it? You left a piece of scrap paper behind the last club meeting. It looked like you were working on a poem called... Don't say it out loud. And give that back. Fine, fine. Your cupcakes, your poems, everything you do is just as cute as you are. Sayori sidles up behind Natsuki and puts her hands on her shoulders. I'm not cute. Natsuki, you write your own poems? Well, I guess sometimes. Why do you care? I think that's impressive. Why don't you share them sometime? No. Natsuki averts her eyes. You wouldn't like them. Not very confident writer yet. I understand how Natsuki feels. Sharing that level of writing takes more than just confidence. The truest form of writing is writing to oneself. You must be willing to open it up to your readers, exposing your vulnerabilities and showing even the deepest reaches of your heart. Did you have writing experience too, Yuri? Maybe if you share some of your work, you can set an example. Help Natsuki feel comfortable enough to share hers. Stop putting best girl on the spot, okay? I guess it's the same for Yuri. I wanted to read everyone's poems. We all sit in silence for a moment. Okay, I have an idea, everyone. Natsuki and Yuri look quizzically at Monika. Let's all go home and write a poem of our own. Then next time we meet, we will share them with each other. That way everyone is even. Yeah, let's do it. Do it. Poem time. Plus, now that we have a new member, I think it'll help us all get a little more comfortable with each other and strengthen the bond of the club. Isn't that right, El Luco? Monika smiles warmly at me once again. I hope this isn't like a hentai one. I'm not sure I could read hentai. I'm sorry, I apologise to anyone if that's expected. Hold on, there's still one problem. What's that? Now that we're back to the original topic of me joining the club, I bluntly come forth with what's been on my mind the entire time. I never said I would join this club. Sayori may have convinced me to stop by, but I never made any decision. You're a fool, El Luco. I still have other clubs to look at, and, do other clubs have cupcakes? I lose my train of thought. All four girls stare back at me with dejected eyes. But, I'm sorry, I thought... Luco. I'm defenseless against these girls. How am I supposed to make a clear-headed decision when it's like this? That is, if writing poems is the price I need to pay in order to spend every day with these beautiful girls? Right. Okay, I've decided then. I'll join the literature club. Name drop. One by one, the girls' eyes light up. Yes, I'm so happy. Sayori wraps her arms around me, jumping up and down. Hey, you really did scare me for a moment. If you really just came for the cupcakes, I would be super pissed. I've been rumbled. Then that makes it official. Welcome to the literature club. Thanks, I guess. Okay, everyone. I think with that we can officially end today's meeting on a good note. Everyone remember tonight's assignment. Write a poem to bring into the next meeting so we can all share. Monika looks over at me once more. Aluko, I look forward to seeing how you express yourself. I'm not going to be able to do the ihihis. Yeah. Can I really impress the class star Monika with my mediocre writing skills? I already feel anxiety welling up inside me. Meanwhile, the girls continue to chit-chat as Yuri and Natsuki clean up their food. Hey Aluko, since we're already here, do you want to walk home together? That's right, Sayori and I never walk home together anymore because she always stayed after school for clubs. Sure, might as well. Yay! With that, the two of us depart the club room and make our way home. The whole way, my mind wanders back and forth between the four girls. I don't think that's how DMCA works, but I appreciate the worry. Because one, this is free to play, and two, it's been streamed 1,000 times. As for paid for ones, oh yeah, you did write about paid for ones there. I mean, I picked this one mainly because it was short and it's got the horror theme. I don't think I could handle. Well, there are other ones that I think I could play that have gameplay involved, which changed them. Was it the 999 series? Because those, was it 9 doors, 9 somethings, 9 hamsters? Because those ones you do actually have to do gameplay. And what's the one with Danganronpa? Because that one is very much a game as well as a book. But straight up reading ones, yeah, fair enough, that makes sense. The whole way my mind wanders back and forth between the four girls, Sayori, Natsuki, Yuri, and of course Monika. Will I really be happy spending every day after school in a literature club? Perhaps I'll have the chance to grow closer to one of these girls. Alright, I'll just need to make the most of my circumstances and I'm sure good fortune will find me. I guess it starts with writing a poem tonight. It's time to write a poem. Oh shit, really? I've actually got to write a poem? Pick words you'll think your favourite club member will like. Something good might happen. Whoever likes your poem the most. Well, Yuri is best girl, so we've got to impress her. She likes stuff that's like deep, slightly pretentious. Which is fine. I like that too. So we're going to go for judgment. Sparkle. Judgment, entropy. Journey. Vivid. Vivid lollipop. No. Vivid. Uncanny. Tragedy. Puppy. We're gonna have puppy. We've got to have puppy. It's important to have variation. The contamination of Billy the puppy. Wow, there's loads of words I've got to pick here. Joy. Fluffy. No, we're not going to go for fluffy. Go for flower. Let's go for romance. Bouncy. Okay. Gonna go for adventure as well. Effulgent. I don't know what that word means. If anyone, that's fine. Traffic light. You go enjoy your Batman, man. Can someone tell me what effulgent means? What's the meaning of effulgent? Explode. I've got to have explode because of my name, obviously. Embrace. Hasn't unrestrained been there already? Electricity. Starscape. Eternity. Hey. Hey, welcome, Archaic Wisdom. Oh, for anyone that doesn't know, I have added a lurking emote. So if you are hiding in the background and you don't want to talk, there is a lurking emote now. Hey! Shining brightly radiant of a person or their expression, emanating joy or goodness. Standing there with my father's most. Oh, okay, that's a good word. We go for imagination. Always so helpful. Okay, I really appreciate it. And passion. Oh, there's one more. We go for insight. She likes her deep stories, best girl does. Fair enough. Yeah, I've never encountered it before. Hi again, El Luco. Glad to see you didn't run away on us, haha. Nah, don't worry. This might be a little strange for me, but at least I keep my word. How's your day going, by the way, Archaic? Well, I'm back at the Literature Club. I was the last to come in, so everyone else is already hanging out. Thanks for keeping your promise, El Luco. I hope this isn't too overwhelming of a commitment for you, making you dive headfirst into literature when you're not accustomed to it. Oh, come on, like he deserves any slack. I'm good, thank you. I've eaten pizza, and it's the weekend. What more could I want? And a good book with good company. No one's using the new emote I made. That is making me sad, but I'll use it. There we go. It is a good combination. Although I am gaining weight at an increasing pace. But I will eventually get on it and be good and start being healthy again. Oh, come on, like he deserves any slack. So you already told me you didn't even want to join any clubs this year. And last year too. I don't know if you plan to just come here and hang out or what. But if you don't take us seriously, then you won't see the end of it. Natsuki, you certainly have a big mouth for someone who keeps her manga collection in the club room. Natsuki finds herself stuck between saying Monica and manga. Manga is literature. Swiftly defeated, Natsuki plops back into her seat. Don't worry, guys. El Luco always gives it his best as long as he's having fun. true. He helps me with busy work without me even asking. Like cooking, cleaning my room. How dependable. Sorry, that's because your room is so messy and distracting. And you almost set your house on fire once. Damn. Is that so? You two are really good friends, aren't you? I might be a little jealous. How come? You and El Luco can become good friends too. Sayori. As usual, Sayori seems oblivious to the weird situation she just put me into. Uh-oh, Yuri even brought you something today, you know. Even brought you something today, you know. Okay. Wait, Sayori. Me? Not really. Don't be shy. It's really nothing. What is it? No, never mind. Sayori made it sound like a big deal when it's really not. What do I do? I'm sorry, Yuri, I wasn't thinking. I guess that means it's up to me to rescue this situation. Hey, don't worry about it. Yep, back to school, Pagani. Welcome, how's it going, dude? I don't know if you're going to be able to press F during this. How's your day going, dude? And what are you streaming at the moment? First of all, I wasn't expecting anything in the first place. So any nice gesture from you is a pleasant surprise. It'll make me happy no matter what. Is that so? Yeah, I won't make a big deal if you don't want it to be. Alright, well, here. Yuri reaches into her bag and pulls out a book. I didn't want you to feel left out, so I picked a book out I thought you might enjoy. It's a short read, so it should keep your attention even if you don't usually read. Thank you, Pagani. I'm not the best at reading out loud, so I'm glad people are putting up with me. And we could, discuss it if you wanted. This is how is this girl accidentally being so cute? She even picked out a book she thinks I like, despite me not reading much. Yuri, thank you, I'll definitely read this. And I enthusiastically take the book. Phew. Well, you can read it at your own pace. I look forward to hearing what you think. Now that everyone's settled in, I expect Monica to kick off some scheduled activities for the club. But that doesn't seem to be the case. Sayori and Monica are having a cheery conversation in the corner. Yuri's face is already buried in a book. I can't help but notice her intense expression like she was waiting for this chance. Meanwhile, Natsuki is rummaging around in the closet. For her manga collection, I'm sure. I'm really curious to talk to Yuri a little bit more. But at the same time, I would feel bad for distracting her from reading. I catch a glimpse of the cover of her book. It looks like the same book that she lent to me. More than that, she seems to be on the first few pages. Crap. I think she noticed me looking at her. She sneaks another glance at me and our eyes meet for a split second. That only makes her hide her face deeper in her book. Sorry? I was just spacing out. I mutter this, sensing I made her uncomfortable. Oh, it's fine. If I was focused, then I probably wouldn't have noticed it in the first place. But I'm just rereading a bit of this, so... That's the book you gave me, right? Mm-hmm. I wanted to reread some of it. Not for any particular reason, just curious how come you have two copies of the same book? Well, when I stopped at the bookstore yesterday, that's not what I meant. I mean, I just happened to buy two of them. I see. There's something fairly obvious here that Yuri isn't telling me, but I decided to let it go. I'll definitely start reading it soon. I'm glad to hear. Once it starts to pick up, you might have a hard time putting it down. It's a very engaging and relatable story. Is that so? What's it about, anyways? Well, Yuri closes the book and scans her eyes over the back. The book is titled Portrait of Markov. There's an ominous-looking eye symbol on the front cover. Alright, I just wanted to make sure I didn't accidentally give anything away. Basically, it's about a girl in high school who moves in with her long-lost younger sister. But as soon as she does so, her life gets really strange. She gets targeted by these people who escaped from a human experiment prison. Okay, I want to read this book. And while her life is in danger, she needs to desperately choose who to trust. No matter what she does, she ends up destroying most of her relationships, and her life starts to fall apart. Is this foreshadowing? That's kind of dark, isn't it? Yuri made it sound as if it was going to be a nice story, so that dark turn came from nowhere. Yuri gently giggles all of a sudden. I almost said jiggles then. Are you not a fan of this sort of thing, Eliko? No, it's not that. I mean, I can definitely enjoy those kind of stories, so don't worry. I hope so. Yeah, I totally forgot that Yuri is into those things. She's so shy and reclusive on the outside, but her mind seems to be completely different. It's just like those kind of stories. They challenge you to look at life from a strange new perspective. When horrible things happen, not just because someone wants to be evil, but because they have their own goals, their own philosophy that they believe in. And suddenly, when you thought you had related to the protagonist, they're made out to be the naive one for letting their one-sided morals interfere with the villain's plans. I'm rambling, aren't I? Not again. I'm sorry. Hey, don't apologise. I haven't lost interest or anything. Well, I guess it's alright then. But I feel I should let you know that I have this problem. When I let things like books and writing fill my thoughts, I kind of forget to pay attention to other people. So I'm sorry if I end up saying something strange. And please stop me if I start talking too much. I really don't think you need to worry. That just means you're passionate about reading. The least I can do is listen. It's a literature club after all. That's true. In fact, I might as well get started reading it, right? You don't have to. What are you saying? Just a moment ago you were looking forward to it. Let me just get the book. I quickly retrieved the book I had put into my bag. Alright, it's fine if I sit here, right? I slip into the seat next to Yuri's. Yeah. I think I called it. I think by doing that poem, I got best girl. But am I going to regret this when something horrible happens later? Maybe I should have picked one that I didn't like. Although they're all pretty much likeable, so that would have been difficult. Are you sure? You seem a little apprehensive. I'm sorry. It's not that I don't want you to. It's just something I'm not very used to. That is, reading in company with someone. I see. Well, just tell me if I end up distracting you or anything. Alright. I open the book and start the prologue. I soon understand what Yuri means about reading in company. It's as if I can feel her presence over my shoulders as I read. It's not a particularly bad thing, maybe a little distracting, but the feeling is somewhat comforting. Yuri is in the corner of my eye. I realise she's not actually looking at her own book. I glance over. It looks like she's reading from my book instead. Sorry. I was just... Yuri, you really apologise a lot, don't you? I do? I don't really mean to. Sorry. I mean... Here, this should work, right? I slide my desk until it's up against Yuri's, then hold my book more between the two of them. I suppose so. Yuri timidly closes her own copy. Once we each lean in a little bit, our shoulders are almost touching. It feels like my left arm is in the way, so I instead use my right hand to hold the book open. I guess it makes it kind of difficult to turn the page. Here. Oh, we've got a different piece of art. I wasn't sure whether it was all going to be just pictures of tables. Yuri takes her left arm and holds the left side of the book between her thumb and forefinger. I do the same with my right arm on the right side of the book. Surely it's impossible to read like that. That way I turn the page and Yuri slides under the thumb after it flips to her side. But in holding it like this, we're huddled even closer together than before. It's actually kind of distracting me. It's as if I could feel the warmth of Yuri's face and she's in the corner of my vision. Are you ready? To turn the page. Sorry. I think I got a bit distracted for a second. I glance over at Yuri's face again and our eyes meet. I don't know how I'll be able to keep up with her. That's okay. You're not used to reading, right? I don't mind being patient if it takes you a bit longer. It's probably the least I can do, since you've been so patient with me. Yeah? Thanks? We continue reading. Yuri no longer asks me if I'm ready to turn the page. Instead, I just assume that she's finished the page before me, so I turn it by my own volition. We continue the first chapter in silence. Even so, turning each page feels like an intimate exchange, my thumb gently letting go of the page, letting it flutter over to her side as she catches it under her own thumb. Hey Yuri, this might be a silly thought, but the main character kind of reminds me of you a little bit. You think so? How does she? Well, I guess she's more blunt in a lot of ways, but she's also second guesses at all the things that she says and does. Like she's afraid she'll do something wrong. It's not like I can see into your head or anything, but they're kind of reminiscent of some of your mannerisms. I see. Oh wow, we're almost an hour in. I'm doing alright. I think I'm doing alright. Yuri remains silent for a moment. But Elduko, that's probably a terrible thing to have in common with her. That's so embarrassing that you think that. Well, wait. I didn't mean it in a bad way or anything. Sorry, I didn't really think you were self-conscious about that sort of thing. I guess I more meant that it's kind of cute. What are you saying all of a sudden? Okay, everyone. I think it's about time we share today's poems with each other. We might not have enough time if we wait too long. Yuri exhales, spared from finishing her thought. Is that right? Is that alright, Yuri? You look kind of down. I'm sorry if you haven't been looking forward to this. It's not. It's fine. Yuri releases her hand from the book, causing it to close on top of my thumb. Alright. I guess I'll do some more reading tonight. Or would you prefer I only read it with you? I guess I don't have to be much of a preference either way. In that case, I'll read a little more tonight. It'll be more fun to read with you after it picks up a bit, you know? That's good reasoning. In that case, feel free to finish the first 2 chapters in your own time. Alright. I stand up. I make a mental note of where I left off in the book, then slip it back into my bag. By the way, did you remember to write a poem last night? Yeah. My relaxation ends. I can't believe I agreed to do something so embarrassing. I couldn't really find much inspiration since I'd never really done this before. Well, now that everyone's ready, why don't you find someone to share with? I can't wait. Sayori and Monica enthusiastically pull out their poems. Sayori is on a wrinkled sheet of loose leaf torn from a spiral notebook. On the other hand, Monica wrote hers in a composition notebook. I can already see Monica's pristine handwriting from where I sit. Natsuki and Yuri reluctantly comply as well, reaching into their bags. I do the same myself. Who should I show my poem to first? Okay, let's let the room choose. You know my preference, you know who best girl is for me. Who should I read my poem to? Sayori, Natsuki, Yuri, or Monica? Or should I just follow my gut, which would just be best girl Yuri, obviously. It's got purple hair. Gives me a few seconds to rest my voice as well. No one got a preference? Okay, well I will go ahead with best girl then. Hey Uchi, how are you? I'm doing a lot of reading tonight, buddy. Okay, Yuri seems the most experienced, so I should start with her. Yes, I've never played this before, or read this before, so I'm trying my best to read it out loud. Although, I'm looking dishevelled. Hey, Badger, you got the right idea. Yuri is best girl, so we're picking Yuri. I can trust her opinion to be fair. As Yuri reads the poem, I notice her eyes lighten. Exceptional. What was that? How are you doing today, Uchi? Did I say that out loud? Yuri first covers her mouth, but then ends up covering her whole face. She's going to hate me. Oh, he's going to hate me, it says. You really didn't do anything wrong, Yuri. That's... I guess you're right. What am I getting so nervous for? Yuri takes a breath. So, what kind of writing experience do you have? Your use of imagery and metaphors indicates you've written a lot of poetry before. Really? Wow, that's a huge compliment coming from you. This is actually my first time, really. Huh? Yuri stares at me blankly, then looks again at my poem. I'm good, buddy. I've had pizza, and it's Friday, and I've got good buddies hanging out with me, and I've not stuttered too much. So, it's on the up and up. And, you know, it's a different change of pace. I'm a little bit tired of Sonic. I'll be back to that tomorrow. Yuri stares at me blankly, then looks at my poem again. Well, I know that. I just meant, Yuri trails off, unable to find an excuse. She traces her finger along the words in the poem as if breaking it down more thoroughly. Yeah, okay. This is the reason I was able to tell. It's just that there are specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers. Having been through that myself, I kind of learned to pick up on them. I think the most noticeable thing I recognise in the new writers is that they try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick writing styles separate from the topic matter, and they form fit the two together. Okay? The end result is that both style and expressiveness are weakened. Once Yuri finds her train of thought, it's as if her demeanour totally changes. Her stammering is completely gone and she sounds like an expert. Of course, that's not something you can be blamed for. There are so many different skills and techniques that go into writing even a simple poem. Not just finding them and building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take you some time, but it all comes with practice and learning by example, and trying new things. I also hope that everyone else in the club gives you valuable feedback. Natsuki can be a little bit biased though. Biased how? Well, never mind. I shouldn't be talking about people like that. Sorry, it's fine. I'm not sure if Yuri is apologising to herself, to me, or to Natsuki. Do you mind if I read your poem now? Please do. I'd love to share my thought process behind it. Yuri smiles dreamily as if it's a rare opportunity for her. Which itself is kind of funny. After all, isn't this supposed to be a literature club? So, I'm not sure if this is me asking for a spoiler. If it is me asking for a spoiler, then obviously don't tell me. Do I get to go down 4 different pathways for each character, or... I don't know. After all, isn't it supposed to be a literature club? Okay. Ghost under the light. The tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath the amber glow. Bathing. It must be this one. The last remaining streetlight to have withstood the test of time. The test yet to be replaced by the sickening blue-green hue of the future. I bathe. Calming, breathing air of the present but living in the past. The light flickers. I flicker back. I'm sorry, I have such terrible handwriting. She's not seen my handwriting. My handwriting looks like I've angered a nest of spiders and they've just ran across a piece of paper. I'm sorry I have such terrible handwriting. Fair enough, Heisen. Yeah, that's why I was confused. I was wondering whether it was going to be one of the ones you replay and then it kind of gets to a halfway point or a fork in the road. What? I wasn't thinking that at all. But it took you a long time to read. Well, I just don't read script very often. I actually think your handwriting is pretty. That's a relief. Also, I like the poem. Even though it's short, it's really descriptive. It wasn't too short. I usually write longer poems. Not at all. I'm really glad you like it. I'll be honest, so I drank too much of the fizzy water. Since our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little more mild. Something easy to digest, I suppose. I do like the music. It's very, very chill. It's not repetitive enough to be annoying. Not yet, anyway. Okay, do you have to replay the game to get to their story arcs, or can you play them in a row? Are you into ghosts, Yuri? Actually, the story isn't about a ghost at all, Eluko. Really? I must have totally missed the point. Yeah, you did. Person that's meant to be me. Well, I suppose you did only glance over it after all. But remember, the poets often express their own thoughts, feelings, and experiences in their work. They usually do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbolically compared to a ghost, lingering in her last remaining place of comfort, unable to let go of the past. Okay. And soon to be left with nothing. That's a lot more solemn, putting it that way. I hadn't even thought of that. That's impressive. It's nothing really. Yours was impressive too. So, nah. If anything, I could possibly learn a thing or two from you. You think so? Yeah, of course. Okay. Thank you, Uchi. And Heisen. I think we're finding out who the resident visual novelists are. Although, we might have some lurkers going on. I was really nervous about doing all this, but in the end I enjoyed it. I'm going to keep doing my best for you, Ilduko. Me too. Okay, who should I go for next? We've got Sayori, Natsuki and Monika. If we're going for who's best girls, probably Monika's the least interesting to me. Even though she's meant to be like the most, like, I don't know. Is Natsuki the cute one? She's cute and she makes cat cupcakes. I want to go for Natsuki next. Unless anyone says otherwise, I will go Natsuki. So far, Monika seems to have the least amount of character. Oh, fair enough, Uchi. Okay, I'm going to go with Natsuki, unless anyone says otherwise. Even though we're going to go for all of them anyway, by the looks of things. Get my posture sorted. She makes cat cupcakes. We're going for Natsuki. Okay. Well, okay, if you're not going to take all this club seriously, then go home. Well, what? Ash, what do you expect me to believe that you actually put effort into this? Do you think I'm stupid? I'm not a writer. Maybe it's not very good, but yeah, I put effort into it. We all start somewhere, right? If you're still proud of the first poem you ever wrote, then I'd like to read it. Painful to think about. To think about? Fine. Well, sorry. You'll get better anyway. I tell you what to improve, but you're better off just trying again. Fair enough. Well, each to their own, I guess. Anyway, I guess I gotta share mine now. Knowing you'll probably think it's stupid. Eagles can fly, monkeys can climb, crickets can leap, horses can race, owls can seek, cheetahs can run, eagles can fly, people can try, but that's about it. That's quite funny. Okay. Yeah, I told her that you weren't going to like it. I like it. What? Just be honest. Yeah, well, I found it funny though. I'm not sure if it's meant to be funny. I am. Why are you so convinced that I wouldn't like it? Well, because everyone in high school thinks that that writing has to be all sophisticated and stuff. So people don't even take my writing seriously. But isn't the point of poems for people to express themselves? Your writing style wouldn't make your message any less valid. Yes, exactly. I like when it's easy to read, but it hits you hard. Like in this poem, seeing everyone around you do great things can be really disheartening. So I decided to write about it. Yeah, I understand. I mean, I read it as being, like, figurative, but I pictured it as being literal, as in, like, eagles can fly, people can try. Although I think that was meant to be reaching your goals rather than actually flying. But still, the image was fun. But the other nice thing about simple writing is that it puts more weight on the wordplay. Like, I set up for a rhyme at the end, but then made it all fall flat on purpose. It helps to bring out the feeling in the last line. So you did. I guess more went into it than I realised. That's what it means to be a pro. I'm glad you learned something. Didn't expect that from the youngest one here, did you? Yeah, I guess not. I decided to humour her with that last comment. I don't really care how old everyone is, but if Natsuki is feeling proud, then I won't take that away from her. Okay, I'm gonna go for Sayori. This is a good poem, Ilduko. Are you sure it's your first time? Of course. It's not that good. Am I the kind of guy who would be writing poems in his spare time? I guess you're right. But that's why it impressed me. Well, to be honest, I was afraid you wouldn't do it seriously. Or that you wouldn't write one at all. I'm really happy that you just wrote one. It just reminds me of how you're really part of the club now. Not to mention the fact that I'm standing in front of you in the club room. Well, of course. I'm not really into it yet, but it doesn't mean I'll break my promise. See? Oh, see? It's like I said before, Ilduko. Deep down, you're not selfish at all, you know? I am if there's pizza involved. I'm very, very greedy and selfish. Also, when my housemates make roast dinners, I get annoyed when other people come round because it means I have less roast potatoes. Even though I have no part in making the roast and I don't pay for the roast, it still gets to me. It's part of me. Like there's less potatoes for me, and it hurts me deep down. Yeah, go for it, Uchi. Keep it clean. Well, as long as it doesn't have to be cleaned. Is this like roses are red, violets are blue? I like. No, I'm not gonna go further than that. Is it a roses are red, violets are blue, something crude? Okay, well let's do it. We've come this far. If my room suddenly empties, it's your fault. Oh wow, okay, that's to the point. I mean, is that the entire thing? Because that is definitely conjures up imagery. I'll give you that. I mean, you should close her gate afterwards because, you know, the dog might get out. I'm trying to, like, veer this in a different direction. It's not going to work very well. Then we shall continue. Thank you very much for that, Uchi. I give that... let me see. We'll give that... a solid 3 chainsaws out of 3 chainsaws. Okay, I think I saw the trailer for that. Trying new things like this for the people. That's something that only really good people do. Thanks, Sayori. I'm not sure if Sayori sees the full picture of my motive here. Then again, I can't deny that she's part of the reason I joined. Knowing how much this means to her and all. Yeah, I'm going to make sure you have lots of fun here, okay? That'll be my way of thanking you. Alright, I'm going to hold you to that then. Yay! Now you'll read my poem too, right? Don't worry, I'm really bad at this. Well, we'll see about that. Dear sunshine, the way you glow through my blinds in the morning makes me feel like you missed me. Kissing my forehead to help me out of bed, making me rub the sleepy from my eyes. Oh, she said sleepy from my eyes. That's cute. Are you asking me to come out and play? Are you trusting me to wish away rainy days? I look above, the sky is blue. It's a secret, but I trust you too. If it isn't for you, I could sleep forever, but I'm not mad. I want breakfast. This might be my favourite one so far. Sayori, this is just a guess, but did you wait until the morning to write this? No, just a little bit. You can't answer just a little bit to a yes or no question. I forgot to do it last night. Well, at least that makes me feel a little bit better about myself. Don't be mean. I still tried my best. Yeah, I didn't mean to say it was a bad poem. It just came out nice, or how should I put it? It sounds like just like you. Really? Yeah, especially that last line. I made eggs and toast. Okay. Best girl. I'm not saying best girl has been usurped, but she's going to have to be careful because she's quite funny. Even though you're late to school, it's bad to skip breakfast. I get all cranky. Well, I guess there's no point in arguing. Anyway, thanks for showing me. Yeah. This was so much fun. Monica's the best. Yeah. But next time I won't forget. I'm going to write the best poem ever. Well, I guess I'll look forward to it. And now finally Monica. Hey Aluko, having a good time so far? Yeah. Good, glad to hear it. By the way, since you're new and everything, if you ever have any suggestions for the club, like new activities or things we can do better, I'm always listening. Don't be afraid to bring up things, okay? Bring things up. Like I'm like a mother bird or something. Alright, I'll keep that in mind. Of course I'll be afraid to bring things up. I'm much better of just going with the flow until I'm more settled in. Anyway, want to share your poem with me? It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to. Don't worry, Aluko. We're all a little bit embarrassed today, you know? But it's not that sort of barrier that we'll... But it's that sort of barrier we'll all learn to get past soon. Yeah, that's true. I hand Monica my poem. Great job, Aluko. I was going ooh in my head while reading it. It's really metaphorical. I'm not sure why, but I didn't expect you to go for something so deep. I guess I underestimated you. It's easy... Oh. Just Monica. I think I found someone's best girl here. Welcome, Just Monica. Hey, I don't know much about Monica so far. So, at the moment, Yuri is best girl. And Sayori... And then Monica and Natsuki are kind of even for me. But we'll see how it progresses. And I hope you're having a nice day, Just Monica. It's easiest for me to keep everyone's expectations low. That way it always counts when I put in some effort. That's not very fair. Well, I guess it worked anyway. You know that Yuri likes this kind of writing, right? Writing that's full of imagery and symbolism. Yeah, that's because... Writing that's full of imagery and symbolism. Symbolism? Okay, I'm starting to trip over my words. See, Just Monica, I'm not sure if you're role-playing as Just Monica, or are you saying that you love Just Monica? It's confusing, but I'll assume that you've played this game before. I like Sayori, who likes using simple and direct words to describe happiness and sadness. I liked her poem, though. Her poem was funny. Unintentionally funny, but still funny. Yuri likes it when readers are left to derive their own meaning out of it. It's very challenging to write that like that effectively, both allowing people to get something out of it just by feel, or letting them deeply analyse all of the nuances. It can take years of practice, which I'm assuming Yuri has at this point. I never really asked, though. I'm sure I'm nowhere near her level yet. Don't worry so much about that. You do your own thing. Just keep exploring and learning by trying new things. I'm sure I'll end up trying different things a lot. It could take a while before I feel comfortable doing this. That's okay. I love to see you try new things. That's the best way to find the kind of style that suits you. Sorry, Heisen. Yeah, it's hard for me to break it up. Everyone else might be a little bit biased towards their own kinds of style, but I'll always help you find what suits you the most. I'm surprised, to tell you the truth, Heisen, I'm surprised the cat ears hadn't come out sooner. Okay. If they're not on straight, by all means tell me and I will sort them out. Cat ears have been adorned. Adorned? Yeah. So don't force yourself to write anything the way everyone else wants you to write. It's not like you have to worry about impressing them or anything. She said, ahaha, ahaha. What? Anyway, do you want to read my poem now? Yes, I do, Monica. Don't worry, I'm not very good. You sound pretty confident for someone who claims to not be very good. Well, that's because I have to sound confident. That doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know? I see. I'm already seeing the, not the holes in their stories, but I'm seeing where they're, what's the word? I've lost the word, it'll come to me in a minute. Well, let's read it then. Hole in wall. It couldn't have been me. See the direction the sparkle protrudes. A noisy neighbour, an angry boyfriend, I'll never know. I wasn't home. I peer inside for a clue. No, I can't see. I reel it blind like a film left out in the sun. But it's too late. What's this? But it's too late, my retinas. Already scorched with a permanent copy of meaningless image. It's just a little hole. It wasn't too bright. It was too deep, stretching forever into everything, a hole of infinite choices. I realise now that I wasn't looking in, I was looking out. And he, on the other side, was looking in. Hey there, Ariana. How are you? I'm doing alright, thank you. Everything in this story is still very cheerful. I'm not sure how long it takes for it to go pear-shaped. I can't get my ears straight. Can't keep my cat ears straight. I think that's better. I'm not sure how long you've been watching, Ariana, but there's 4 best girls. We've got someone who just joined the chat called Just Monica, and that's their favourite. Hands down, Tommy. Alright, Coyote, welcome. Is that what my character should have been called, Pants Down Tommy? Right, I've got to attempt to continue reading. So what do you think? It's very free form, if that's what you call it. Sorry, I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback. Hey, thank you very much for the 4th month. I was going to try and keep this a secret, but I am in the process of making proper sub badges. I'm just waiting to get paid. I've got some ideas. Fuck it, I'm going to tell you because I want to. Because I've been excited about it for 3 days. But I had 2 initial ideas for the sub badges. I thought the first idea was really cool, but it didn't gain much traction with people at work. First, I was going to do... I'm glad you're feeling a bit better, Ariana. I was going to do elemental chainsaws. Like, I was going to have a fire chainsaw, a bone chainsaw, a crystal chainsaw. Like, really fucking cool chainsaws. And then I said, well, the other idea I've got is a cat holding something. But kind of... first off, it would be a cat holding a ball of string for, like, the base badge. But then, like, the year one would be a cat holding, like, the earth. So I'm going to do different things, but I've got to decide what. So I thought... a cat holding string, obviously the first one. Cat holding like a skull or a treasure chest. I've got to decide. I don't know what order I should put them in. Obviously the globe would have to be quite high up. Maybe like 6 months would be the globe. Guys, it's really been 4 months already since I hit thingamajig. Okay, oh sorry, I went off on a tangent there. I will continue. So close to getting another remote as well. Sorry, I'm not really into the right person to ask for feedback. It's okay. Yeah, that kind of style has gotten pretty popular nowadays. That is, a lot of poems have been putting emphasis on the timing between words and lines. Yeah, this is why I was a little bit worried. So anyone that's viewing that does suffer from depression or similar ailments, then please don't force yourself to watch if it does make you upset. Or tell me and I'll stop playing the game. I just want people to know that. I'm still getting to know the best girls at the moment, so everything's still cheerful. But I'm seeing not the cracks in their characters, but I'm seeing where I can't find the word yet. When performing out loud, it can be really powerful. What was the inspiration behind this one? Well, I'm not sure if I know how to put it. I guess you could say that I had some kind of epiphany lately. It's been influencing my poems a bit. An epiphany? Yeah, something like that. I'm kind of nervous to talk about deep stuff like that because it's kind of coming on strongly. Maybe after everyone is better friends with each other. Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Sometimes when you're writing a poem or a story, your brain gets too fixated on a specific point. If you try so hard to make it perfect, then you'll never make any progress. She's right. Just force yourself to get something down on the paper and tidy it up later. Okay, I'm starting to like her more because I like that kind of style. Anyway, to think about it is this. If you keep your pen in the same spot for too long, you'll just get a big dark puddle of ink. Okay, I'm not sure about that one. So just move your hand and go with the flow. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. Fiddly bong. Phew. I guess that's everyone. I glance around the room. That was a little more stressful than I anticipated. It's as if everyone is judging me for my mediocre writing abilities. Even if they're just being nice, there's no way my poems can stand up to theirs. This is a literature club after all. I sigh. I guess that's what I ended up getting myself into. Across the room, Sayori and Monica are happily chatting. My eyes land on Yuri and Natsuki. They gingerly exchange sheets of paper sharing their respective poems. Are you off, are you, Pagani? You have a great evening, dude. As they read in tandem, I watch each of their expressions change. Natsuki's eyebrows furrow in frustration. Meanwhile, Yuri smiles sadly. What's with this language? Huh? Did you say something? Oh, it's nothing. Natsuki dismissively returns the poem to the desk with one hand. I guess you could say it's fancy? Thanks? Yours is cute. Cute? Did you completely miss the symbolism or something? It's clearly about the feeling of giving up. How can that be cute? I know that. I just meant the language, I guess. I was trying to say something nice. You mean you have to try that hard to come up with something nice to say? Wow, Natsuki's... She can be a bit mean. Thanks, but I really didn't come out... Oh, thanks, but it really didn't come out nice at all. Well, I do have a couple of suggestions. If I was looking for suggestions, I would have asked someone who actually liked it. Which people did, by the way. Sayori liked it. Okay, so she's obviously insecure. Sayori liked it. And Eluko did too. So based on that, I'll gladly give you some suggestions of my own. First of all, excuse me. I appreciate the offer, but I've spent a long time establishing my writing style. I don't expect it to change anytime soon, unless, of course, I come across something particularly inspiring. Which I haven't yet. And Eluko liked my poem too, you know. Hey, leave me out of it, ladies. He even told me he was impressed by it. Natsuki suddenly stands up. Yes, I think you're right there, Heisen. Although it seems less of an act, more of that she's properly insecure and biting. Oh, I didn't realise you were so invested in trying to impress our new member, Yuri. Yuri, even. That's not what I... Yuri stands up as well. Maybe you're just jealous that Eluko appreciates my advice more than he appreciated yours. Don't fight over me, just bring me cupcakes, and I will happily agree with everyone. And how do you know he didn't appreciate my advice more? Are you just full of yourself? Are you that full of yourself? No. If I was full of myself, I would deliberately go out of my way to make everything I do overly cutesy. Oh wow, they're getting into it. They are getting into it. Is everyone okay? Well, you know what? I wasn't the one whose boobs magically grew a size bigger as soon as Eluko started showing up. Don't bring boobs into this, leave them alone. Natsuki. Natsuki, that's a little... This doesn't involve you. I don't like fighting, guys. Suddenly both girls turned towards me as if they just noticed I was standing there. Eluko. She's just trying to make me look bad. That's not true. She started it. She could get over herself and learn to appreciate that simple writing is more effective. Then this wouldn't have happened in the first place. What's the point in making your poems all convoluted for no reason? The meaning should jump out at the reader, not force them to have to figure it out. Help me explain that to her, Eluko. I'm staying out of this, ladies. Well, wait. There's a reason we have so many deep and expressive words in our language. It's the only way to convey complex feelings and meaning the most effectively. Excuse me. Avoiding this not unnecessarily limiting yourself, it's also a waste. You understand that, right, Eluko? Well? That was both of them saying well, by the way. How did I get dragged into this in the first place? It's not like I know anything about writing. But whoever I agree with, they're going to think more highly of me. Shit, I've actually got to fucking... Should I sit on the fence and ask my in-game bestie to help? Because is that just me being a coward? I know who Best Girl is so far, but I don't know what to do. I'm gonna chicken out. I'm gonna be a coward. Help me, Sayori. Natsuki? Natsuki glares at me, drying up any words I had in my mouth. So instead I turn to Yuri. Yuri? But Yuri's expression is so defenseless that I can't bring myself to say anything to her. Sayori! Eh? Yeah? Everyone's fighting is making Sayori uncomfortable. How can the two of you keep fighting when you know you're making your friend feel like this? Luco. Well, that's her problem. This isn't about her. I agree. It's unfair for others to interject their own feelings into our conflict. Conflict? That's a new word. Yeah, unless Sayori wants to tell Yuri what a stuck-up jerk she's being. She would never. It's your immaturity that made her upset in the first place. Excuse me? Are you listening to yourself? This is exactly why nobody likes... Stop. Natsuki, Yuri, you guys are my friends. I just want everyone to get along and be happy. My friends are wonderful people and I love them because of their differences. Natsuki's poems, they're amazing because they give you so many feelings with just a few words. And Yuri's poems are amazing because they paint beautiful pictures in your head. Everyone's so talented. So why are we fighting? But because, well, also, Natsuki's cute and there's nothing wrong with that. And Yuri's boobs are the same way as they always were. Big and beautiful. Okay. Sayori. Sayori stands triumphantly. Monica stands behind her with a bewildered expression. I'll make some tea. Yuri rushes off. Just so people know, when I was being... What's the word? When I was going just on visuals, it was Yuri because she had purple hair. It had nothing to do with boobs. I'm not sure why I feel the need to defend my choice. And Natsuki sits down with a blank expression on her face, staring at nothing. So that's why Sayori is vice president, I whisper to Monica. She nods in return. Hi! Just Monica. She nods in return. To be honest, I might come off as a good leader and I can organise things, but I'm not very good with people. I couldn't even bring myself to interject. As president, that's kind of embarrassing with me. Nah, it's not like I can blame you. I wasn't able to say anything either. Well, I guess that just means Sayori is amazing in her own ways, isn't she? You could say that. She might be an airhead, but sometimes it's weirdly suspicious that she knows exactly what she's doing. I see. Take good care of her, okay? I would hate to see her get herself hurt. That makes two of us. You can count on me. Monica smiles sweetly at me, causing my stomach to knot. Such a genuine person who really does make a good president regardless of what she says. If only I could get the chance to talk to her a little more. No. Okay everyone, it's just about time for us to leave. How did you all feel about sharing poems? It was a lot of fun. Well, I did say it was worth it. It was alright, well mostly. Luca, how about you? Yeah, I'd say the same. It was a neat thing to talk about with everyone. Awesome. In that case, we'll do the same thing tomorrow. And maybe you learned something from your friends too. So your poems will turn out even better. I think to myself. I did learn a little more about the kinds of poems everyone likes. With any luck, that means I can at least do a better job of impressing those I want to impress. I get the feeling that just Monica in the chat there is going to hate me if I keep on going for Yuri, but she's still best girl. I nod to myself with newfound determination. Luco, ready to walk out? Sure, let's go. Sayori beams at me. It truly has been a while since Sayori and I have spent this much time together. I can't really say I'm not enjoying it either. Sayori, what about what happened earlier? What do you mean? You know, between Yuri and Natsuki. Does that kind of thing happen often? No. That really is the first time I've seen them fight like that. I promise they're both wonderful people. I'm glad you agree, Coyote. It's not just the purple hair. She's cool. Sayori I am liking more because her poem was quite funny. I promise they're both wonderful people. You don't hate them, do you? No, I don't hate them. I just wanted your opinion, that's all. I can see why they'd make good friends with you. Phew. You know Eluko? It's nice to get to spend some time with you in the club. But I think seeing you get along with everyone is what makes me the happiest. And I think everyone really likes you too. Every day is going to be so much fun. Sigh. It looks like Sayori still hasn't caught on to the kind of situation I'm in. Sure, being friends with everyone is nice, but it really does it really need to stop there? We'll just have to see what the future holds, Sayori. I pat Sayori on the shoulder. I said that more to myself than her, but it's easy to use Sayori as an internal monologue sometimes. Okay. Yeah, let's do this. Yeah, let's do this. Poem time, bitches! Okay. One second, I've just got to refresh my page. Okay, so we're wanting to impress Yuri because she's best girl. So we're going to go for tenacious. Go for tragedy. Is it the same words? We're going to go for philosophy, determination. Going to go for Starscape again. Melancholy. Oh, I missed explode. Oh well. We're going to go for kitty. Go for fantasy. Breathe or breath. Vivacious. I remember my Japanese teacher a very long time ago. I only went to Japanese class for like 1 year, and they had trouble writing my name. But I do remember it looking like that. They also said that I had a when I was reading things in Japanese that I had I think it was a Kyoto accent. I was like, that's weird. And it was also funny because she had been in Cornwall longer than I'd been alive. So technically, she was more Cornish than me. As far as I see it, anyway. Okay, so we go for passion. We can go for empty. Go for after image. Yeah. Go for flying. Electricity. Contamination. Judgment. Variance. Summer. Disarray. Oh, I didn't notice because I was only looking at the words. Does the characters bounce up and down with each? See, I'm so fucking oblivious sometimes. Another day passes and it's time for the club meeting already. I might have to take a break around the 2-hour mark, just so I can rest my face rest. I've gotten a little more comfortable here over the past couple of days. Entering the club room, the usual scene greets me. Hi, Aluko. Yo, Sayori. Looks like you're in a good mood today. I'm just still not used to you being in the club, that's all. I see. That's a pretty simple thing to get you in a good mood. But I guess it's always the simple things for you anyway. Speaking of which, I'm kind of hungry. Will you come with me to buy a snack? No thanks. Huh? Why would you say no? That's not like you at all. I have my reasons. Why don't we take a look at your purse, Sayori? Why that all of a sudden? No reason really. I just wanted to look at it. It's odd. Sayori nervously retrieves her coin purse. She fumbles with the latch and gets it open. Then she turns it upside down and lets its contents spill onto the desk. Only 2 small coins fall out. I knew it. I can see right through you, Sayori. That's not fair. How did you even know? It's simple. If you had enough money in the first place, you would have bought a snack before coming to the club room. So either you're not hungry and wanted an excuse to take a walk, or you plan to conveniently forget that you spent all your money so that I would lend you some. But there's one more thing. You're always hungry. I'm liking her more. I'm always hungry. I'm like the Hulk, but with hunger. The trick is, I'm always hungry. And so, that only leaves the one option. Ooh-ah! Ooh-ah. I give up. Don't make me feel guilty. If you feel guilty, that means you deserve to feel guilty. Uh-huh. Yuri suddenly giggles. Eh? I didn't notice that she was listening in. Her face is in her book, as always. I wasn't listening or anything. I was just something in my book. Yuri, tell Aluko to let me borrow some money. Don't get me involved like that, Sayori. Besides, you should only buy what you can responsibly afford. And frankly, after pulling that mischievous little stunt like that, your suffering is fair enough retribution. I didn't mean that. I got too absorbed into my book. I really like when you speak your mind, Yuri. It doesn't happen much, but it's fun side of you. There's no way you could think that. You were right, though. I did something bad and now I have to accept the retribution. That. Still, coming from you, Sayori. I guess there's a little devil inside all of us, isn't there? Don't let her fool you. Sayori knows exactly what she's doing. After all, she told you guys she was bringing me to the club before she even told me. But you wouldn't have come if it weren't for the cupcakes. So I had to trick Natsuki into making them. So she's devious. I like her, she's devious. Come on, give me more credit than that, Sayori. Fwap. Or pwap. Very Columbo. What's very Columbo? Oh, do you mean that? Yeah. Just one more thing. My wife, see? Fucking, I haven't watched that in years. It's so good. God, I need to watch that again. Yeah. Out of nowhere, something smacks Sayori in the face and tumbles onto the desk. Ow! What was... a cookie? Sure enough, it's a giant cookie wrapped in plastic. Sayori glances around. Is this a miracle? It's because I paid my restitution? Retribution. Actually, that one almost worked. I was just going to give it to you, but then I heard you blab about the cupcakes. It was totally worth seeing your reaction, though. Natsuki, that's so nice of you. I'm so happy. Sayori hugs a cookie. I've got a friend called Charlotte. She's a funny lass. I used to work for many years back, about a year back. And there's a bakery down the road from us, and around 4 o'clock they start giving out food for, not free, but close to free, to get rid of the last of the food. And Charlotte went there on her last break, and she got a cookie, and she was running up the street with this cookie, waving it, because it was a sunny day, and a couple of us were stood outside the front of the shop, and she was just waving this cookie, and a fucking seagull fucking swooped down and just took it out of her hand and flew off. She fucking burst into tears. I mean, she finds it funny as well, okay? Oh, that cookie. Fucking seagulls. Sayori hugs the cookie. Jeez, just eat it. Sayori rapidly tears open the wrapper and takes a big bite. So good. Oof. Sayori suddenly clasps her hands over her mouth. I bit my tongue. You're going through a lot over just one cookie. Natsuki takes a bite of her own cookie. But yours looks really good too, Natsuki. Can I try it? Jeez. Beggars can't be choosers. But yours is chocolate. Yeah, why do you think I gave you that one? Just to let everyone know, this is an idea that I'm having. I'm going to attempt to make a cake every Sunday because I obviously want to get fatter for some reason. But I was thinking about doing it on stream for a laugh. For some reason I get really frustrated in the kitchen. There's something about the kitchen that makes me incredibly sassy. I get a bit shouty in the kitchen when I'm actually trying to cook something. I think it's because it frustrates me. So I was thinking about possibly doing that on stream next week. Or this Sunday. Trifle Adventures. That trifle we made many moons ago, Coyote, was delicious. It just shame it looked like biological warfare. Me and Coyote years back attempted to make a blue trifle, which sounds like a horrible something from the internet. We used fizzy lemonade as well. Fizzy lemonade worked. In the end we made fizzy jelly, but we used blue food colouring with yellow custard, which made it green. So we had a green trifle. Fucking tasted delicious though. Because every time we hang out, which is rare, we've got to do something silly. I think last time it was hot dogs. Right. What have you realised, Hyzen? I'm just taking a minute break of speaking lots. I'm gonna have like a jaw like Desperate Dan by the end of the night. My jaw muscles are gonna be incredible. That's a thing, I don't know. Hyzen, because you're not watching, you probably can't see. I skip when they go hee 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 hee. I skip it, so the chances are I will skip it. I'm sorry. Although now you've said that, I might try a bit harder. I might. We will see. Okay, yeah. Why do you think I gave you that one? Fine. Still, I'm really happy that you shared this one with me. Hee 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 hee. Sayori gets out of her seat and goes behind Natsuki, then wraps her arms around her. Ah, jeez. I get it. Cookie still in hand, Natsuki reaches up to nudge Sayori off of her. Sayori suddenly leans down and takes a bite out of Natsuki's cookie. I like her, she's devious. Best girl is becoming a bit unstable. Hey, did you seriously just do that? Mouthful, Sayori trots away to safety. Yuri and I laugh as well. Geez, you're such a kid sometimes. Monica, can you tell Sayori... Eh? Natsuki glances around. Monica isn't in the club room. Where's Monica anyway? Good question. Have any of you heard about her being late today? Not me. Oh Christ, this is where it's all going to go dark. Yeah, I haven't either. Maybe I didn't show her enough attention. That's a bit unusual. I hope she's okay. Of course she's okay. She probably just had something to do today. She's pretty popular after all. Doesn't mean she's not having issues. You don't think she has a... I wouldn't be surprised. She's probably more desirable than all of us combined. That's true. Excuse me? Suddenly the door swings open. Sorry, I'm super sorry. Ah, there you are. I didn't mean to be late. I hope you guys weren't worried or anything. Monica chose the club over her boyfriend after all. You're so strong-willed. A boyfriend? What on earth are you talking about? Monica quizzically glances at me. Never mind that. Hey, those are the lords. What held you up anyway? Well, my last period today was study hall. To be honest, I kind of just lost track of time. That makes no sense though. You would have heard the bell ring at least. I must not have heard it since I was practicing piano. Piano? I wasn't aware you played music as well, Monica. I don't really. Kind of just started recently. I've always wanted to learn piano. That's so cool. You should play something for us, Monica. That's... Monica looks at me. Maybe once I get a little bit better, I will. Yay! That sounds cool. I'd also look forward to it. Is that so? In that case, I won't let you down, Aluko. Monica smiles sweetly. I didn't mean any pressure or anything like that. The cracks are starting to show. Okie dokie dozer. Oh, okie dokie dozer. Sorry, that sounded fun. I've been practicing a whole lot recently, and I'd really love the chance to share once I'm ready. I see. In that case, best of luck. Thanks. So I didn't miss anything, did I? No, not really. I choose to leave out Sayori's mischievous escapade. I'm sure Natsuki will end up complaining to her anyway. It looks like everyone has already settled down. Sayori somehow already finished her entire cookie. Yuri is back to her book and Natsuki disappeared into the closet. Hey Yuri. Eh? I suddenly noticed that Yuri is reading a different book from the one we've been reading together. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. No. I was just kind of waiting for you. If that's the case, why don't we go ahead and get started? Yeah, let's. Actually, I have a request. Do you mind if I make some tea first? Not at all. Thanks very much. If there's one thing that can make my reading time here any better, it's a nice cup of tea. Not to mention for yourself as well. Yuri stands up and makes her way to the closet. I follow and watch as she retrieves a small water pitcher from the shelf, the kind with a filter inside. Can you hold this for a second? Sure. Yuri hands me the water pitcher and also fetches an electric kettle. I'm going to plug this in at the teacher's desk and then we'll go get some water. She walks past me and sets the kettle down on the teacher's desk. I simply watch her movements. To my surprise, the way she moves really contrasts her speaking mannerisms. Especially because of her long legs, Yuri appears elegant and methodical. Okay, may I have the water pitcher? Thanks, I'll be right back. I might as well walk with you. Yeah, why not? Shall we go then? Yes. Where are you two off to? Yuri was going to make some tea, so I suddenly realised how weird it sounds to explain this to Monica. We're just filling the water pitcher. Okay. Sorry, I was just a bit curious. That's kind of a one-person job, isn't it? Monica, please mind your own business for once. Or do you just want to tell me there's something wrong with helping involve El Luco in club activities? My mouth gapes. I suppose there's nothing wrong with that. Then let's go, El Luco. Yuri quickly exits the room and I follow. Once in the hallway, she suddenly puts her forehead against the wall. I spoke without thinking. How could I say something like that? Yuri. Something about the way she said that. It made me feel so irritated. What's wrong with me? No, Yuri. I think you did the right thing. I wasn't expecting it, but it's also not right for Monica to judge people like that. El Luco, how come even when I do something bad, you're being nice to me? Because nothing that you do is as bad as you make it seem in your head. Nobody's perfect. We have emotions and we can't always hide them away. But you always amplify things in your head. Your mind turns a light rain shower into a hurricane. No. Wouldn't you hate me for something as terrible as that? Why would I hate you? I can't hate someone for having emotions. Beep boop. I do not hate people for emotions. .exe. What kind of friend would do that? Friend, you say? Yuri lifts her head. El Luco, I really like being friends with you. Thanks, Yuri. I like being friends with you too. I feel kind of awkward saying something like that, but I'm doing my best to help Yuri feel better. Anyway. Yeah. Shall we go? So I need to click my thumb. There we go. Shall we go? Yeah. You and I walk to the nearest water fountain. Once we fill up the water pitcher, we return to the classroom. Luca, do you like oolong tea? Yeah. Anything is fine. Very well. Yuri sets the temperature on the kettle to 200 degrees. Now it's time to get the teapot. You really do this properly, don't you? Of course. I shouldn't do it any less when I'm making tea for others. Even if I'm not an expert on tea or anything. In that case, you'll only be even more impressed. Perhaps I will. Yuri fetches the teapot and begins measuring the tea leaves. To my surprise, she even starts humming a little to herself. You must be in a good mood now. Is that so? I was letting it show. And you noticed. I was doing a bit of thinking and I decided that I would try expressing myself a little bit more. It turns out it's not very hard for me to do. When it's you who's around anyway. No. That's great, Yuri. Just don't push yourself too much. You're always worrying about me, El Luco. It's very endearing. Yuri wasn't kidding. I don't even know if I can keep up with this. I watch Yuri pour a cup of tea for each of us. Luko, I have another request. Do you mind if we sit on the floor today? Why is that? It's a little bit easier on my back. I can read with my back against the wall rather than bending over at my desk. Ah, sorry, I didn't realise. No worries. I just have back pain fairly regularly, so I do my best to manage it. Is that so? I wonder why that is. No, I knew where this was going straight away. It's most likely because of my, your posture, right? Always hunched over like that while reading. Well done, Luko. You navigated that one well. Yes, I have terrible reading posture, so that's why we should sit on the floor. Fair enough. I'll go ahead and get the book. I retrieve the book from my bag. I have some chocolate as well. It's a bag of small chocolate candies that I kept hidden from Sorori's candy radar. I take it since it'll go well with the tea. Yuri and I sit against the wall, teacups at our sides. As if in sync, we assume the same reading position as last time, each holding one half of the book. Except this time, our bodies are even closer to each other. I can't see too well. Yuri slides closer until our shoulders are touching. How am I supposed to focus on reading like this? Yuri was always kind of cute, but when she's being less apprehensive, it's almost more than I can handle. Your teacup. Yuri hands me a teacup. Holding it with my hand that's not holding the book, I end up in a position that makes it even harder to focus. Because now I need to worry about making sure I don't accidentally touch her chest. Les boobies. I'm 37 and I'm saying les boobies. That just makes it even worse. Meanwhile, Yuri hasn't noticed a single thing. She wears an intense reading expression and I can only presume the world around her has faded away. I use all of my willpower to focus on reading. Must read. I mean, I think I'm pretty damn good at not looking at boobs when I'm speaking to ladies. It's just, you've got to think. It's got to be an active thought. Like, you've got this active thought kind of, like a hamster in a wheel going around going, don't look at the boobs, don't look at the boobs. And then the front half of your brain has got to be like, focus on what they're saying. Some people have no idea. I don't know what tease dare mean. Does it just mean that they're a tease? After a few minutes, I finally managed to relax a little. I put the teacup between my legs and fumble the chocolate wrapper. Sorry. I briefly let go of the book to finish opening the wrapper. You can have as much as you want. That's okay. I won't take any. Are you sure? Well, if I touch it, then it might get smudges on the pages. Ah, you're right. I didn't even think about that. My bad. No need to apologise. I'll hold the book, okay? Are you sure? Of course. I mean, that just sounds like banter. Surely you can have that with any lady rather than just a type. But okay. Yuri opens the book with both hands. She holds it so that I don't have any harder of a time reading from it. But as a result, her left arm is practically resting on top of my leg. Well, in that case, blood nose. Yuri is already totally focused on reading again. I take a chocolate candy and pop it into my mouth. Then I take another chocolate and I hold it up to Yuri. She doesn't even look away from the book. She simply parts her lips as if the situation was completely natural. The chocolates. But that means I can't stop here. I apprehensively place the chocolate in her mouth. Just like that, Yuri closes her lips over it. Yuri's expression suddenly breaks. Did I just... Yuri looks at me like she needs to confirm what just happened. Luko? Sorry. I guess I shouldn't have done that. Well, you were just helping. That's something that friends do, right? I mean, not really in this context, but yeah, that's all it was. Sexual frustration. Excuse me. Yeah, then you don't need to stop or anything. I see. The situation got really tense. Yuri tries to return the book, but I can tell just by her expression that she can't focus now. My heart is pounding. I nervously take another chocolate between my fingers, but this time Yuri's eyes meet mine. How did it even come to this? Yuri doesn't avert her gaze. I notice her chest rising and falling to the rhythm of her breaths. raise my arm. Like before, Yuri parts her lips, but it's different this time. I take the chocolate and place it in her mouth. I feel her hot breath on my fingers. It's getting a bit steamy. Okay, everyone. Welcome back, Dozo. Yuri jolts back. It's time to share poems. Luca, you can help Yuri put away the tea stuff, right? Yeah, of course. Okay, thanks. The spell is abruptly broken. I'll take care of the cups. Yeah. Yuri picks up the teacups from the floor. I pick up the bag of chocolates. In the end, we hastily clean up without so much as a word between us. I get the feeling this is something neither of us will have the courage to bring up. Okay, I'm going to save Best Girl till last this time. We're going to go in with Monica. Hi again, Luco. How's the writing going? Alright, I guess. I'll take that. As long as it's not going bad. I'm happy that you're applying yourself. Maybe soon you'll come up with a masterpiece. I wouldn't count on that. You never know. Want to share what you wrote for today? Sure, here you go. I'll give my poem to Monica. Alright, this one's good. It feels like you're not only getting more comfortable with your style, but the imagery is better than the last one I read. Just wondering, have you been finding inspiration in Yuri's writing style? She knows that I'm trying to impress Yuri. I guess so. You can't deny that she's talented. Yeah, totally. I think her poems are the most romantic. That's the best way to describe it. She's like a totally different person than when she picks up a pen. I noticed that too. Or when she's talking about literature, it's like a light turns on inside her. Sadly, it's hard to get much personal in conversation out of her. Trust me, I've tried. Who knows what goes on in that head of hers? I hope you don't mean that in a bad way. No, of course not. I just meant that I wish she didn't keep so much to herself. But still defending her like that? You must be pretty into her. Huh? You completely misunderstood. Calm down, I'm kidding. Besides, I'm pretty sure she's already got a boyfriend. Wait, really? Yeah, a fictional one anyway. Almost broke my heart there. Monica kind of whispers that last part to me. Oh. Okay, people. I've got half an hour to add to my shopping. So if anyone's got any ideas for what I should add to my shopping list before it's finalised, Coyote, I've got a Tesco's miss tomorrow, so I've got until, I think I've got the next hour, half an hour to an hour to add things to my order. So if anyone's got any ideas what I should put to my shopping, then go ahead. Thai chicken pizza. I don't think that's something I can get, dude. That's very specific. And pizza is not something I should be getting more of. But you won't know that. It's just a hunch, but, well, there's not really anything wrong with that. Oh well. Well, I know. I was just saying. But anyway, you want to read my poem now? I like the way this one turned out, so I hope you too. Alright, let's take a look. Oh, here we go. She's possibly the one I'm most worried about. Her and Natsuki seem to be the ones that are the ones I worry about the most. Save me, the colours, they won't stop. Bright, beautiful colours, flashing, expanding, piercing. Red, green, blue, an endless cacophony of meaningless noise. Noise it won't stop, violent, grating waveforms, squeaking, screeching, piercing. Is that sine? Cosine? Tangent? Like playing a chalkboard on a turntable, like playing a vinyl on a pizza crust, an endless poem of meaninglessness. Load me? Is that what that says? Load me. It's even more abstract than your last one, huh? I guess it's just the way I write. I'm sorry if you don't like it. No, I never said that. It's just kind of thing I've never really seen before, I guess. It's kind of like playing with my space on the paper. Choosing where and how to space your words can totally change the mood of the poem. It's almost like magic. The way I wrote the lines really short makes it feel like they're trying to speak over the noise. I see. It's still hard for me to tell what it's about, though. Sometimes asking what a poem about isn't the right question. A poem can be abstract as a physical expression of a feeling, or a conversation with the reader. So putting it that way, not every poem is about something. Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Sometimes you'll find yourself facing a difficult decision. When that happens, don't forget to save your game. Okay, I completely forgot that I could save. You never know when you might change your mind, or when something unexpected may happen. Wait, is this tip even about writing? What am I talking about? Fair enough. I learn something new every day. So it's like, because you split what's it called? You split the words up, don't you? So it'd be the DA, then the RE. I'm going to save because Monica said to save. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. No, thank you. Okay, we're gonna go. I'm gonna save Yuri till last. Save best for last. I'm gonna go for Natsuki next. She was kind of mean, so. Oh no, I appreciate that. Thank you. Well, I can admit it's better than the last one. It's nice to see that you're putting in some effort. That's good. Come to think of it, this kind of reminds me of Soro's poem from yesterday. You think so? Yeah, well, I guess you've been friends with her for so long, you might be on the same wavelength. But you never really struck me as her type. Sayori has a type all of a sudden? Well, I don't know, but honestly, how can someone so, fluffy spend so much time with someone like you? It's like she's dragging around at dead weight. That was a little unnecessary. But think of it this way, if it weren't for me, she'd probably just fly away like letting go of a balloon. You could say that we each take care of each other in our own way. Whatever it is, I don't get it. Oh yeah, I guess I'm supposed to show you my poem. Here. So she seems to be fooling a lot faster than everyone else. Like, her character is... Yeah. Amy likes spiders. You know what I heard about Amy? Amy likes spiders. Icky, wriggly, hairy, ugly spiders. That's why I'm not friends with her. Amy has a cute singing voice. I heard her singing my favourite love song. Every time she sang the chorus, my heart would pound to the rhythm of the words. But she likes spiders. That's why I'm not friends with her. One time I hurt my leg really bad. Amy helped me up and took me to the nurse. I tried not to let her touch me. She likes spiders. So her hands are probably gross. That's why I'm not friends with her. Amy has a lot of friends. I always see her talking to people. She probably talks about spiders. What if her friends start to like spiders too? That's why I'm not friends with her. It doesn't matter if she has other hobbies. It doesn't matter if she keeps it private. It doesn't matter if it doesn't hurt anyone. It's gross. She's gross. The world is better off without spider lovers. I'm gonna tell everyone. I like spiders. Not bad, right? It's quite a bit longer than yesterday's. Yesterday's was way too short. I was just warming up. I hope you didn't think it was the best I could do. No, of course not. Anyway, the message is pretty straightforward in this poem. I doubt I have to explain it. Sometimes you can explain complicated issues with much simpler analogies, and it helps people realise how stupid they're being. Like, anyone would agree that the subject of this poem is an ignorant jerk. You know people like that? Of course, it's about how everyone thinks my... That doesn't matter. Oh, I skipped that bit. I wrote it to be easy to relate to. Everyone has some kind of weird hobby or guilty pleasure. My guilty pleasure is I like the movie Doom. I know it's shit, but I fucking love it. So good. So shit. Something that you're afraid of if people find out, they make fun of you and think less of you. But that just makes people stupid. Who cares what someone likes as long as they're not hurting anyone and it makes them happy? I think people really need to learn to respect others for liking weird things. Well, you're definitely right. At least I can relate to that. And I'm sure a lot of people can too. It's what I do best after all. I don't like writing unless there's a good message to take away from it. Like conveying emotions is important. But I want to make people think, not just feel. Remember that. I'm going to write a good one for tomorrow, so look forward to it. Ooh, I like this one, Luco. It has some nice feelings in it. I'm glad. Does that mean it's better than yesterday's? Let me think. I don't know. I guess I like them both. That's not very helpful, you know. Well, I'm not very good at figuring out if poems are good or bad, but that's why I just go by my heart. If it makes me feel things, then it must be a good poem. I'm not sure that's exactly how it works. Then again, I guess conveying feelings is a pretty important part of this whole thing. Yeah, maybe. Honestly, I don't even think what kind of... honestly, I don't even know what kind of writing you like in the first place. Yeah, me neither. Why don't you at least try giving it some thought? Oh, you want to write something else for me? That's so sweet. Yeah, right. But you're always thinking about other people. You need to think about yourself once in a while. If you don't, you might end up getting hurt at some point. Well, I don't really know what you mean, but I'll try to keep it in mind. Well, whatever. Anyways, let's see. I guess I like happy poems. Wait, sometimes I like sad poems too. Sometimes a little bit of both. There's a word for that, right? Ambivalent? What's the word I'm looking for? Oh, bittersweet. Yeah. Oh no, ambivalent is... What's it? Being confused by opposite sides? Anyway. Two conflicting emotions. Yeah, I like the things are happy and things are... I like things that are happy and things that are sad. Happy and sad? I can't see you liking something sad, Sayori. Well, I like happy the most. But sometimes when you feel you have a little rain cloud in your head, a sad poem can give you a rain cloud a little hug. Oh, that makes a nice happy rainbow. Sorry, that's unexpectedly poetic. It is? Maybe I'm getting better at expressing my feelings after all. Thanks, Aluko. I should go write that down then. You can read my poem now, okay? Okay, bottles. I pop off my scalp like a lid of a cookie jar. It's a secret place where I keep all my dreams. Little balls of sunshine. There's no hair in there, sorry. All rubbing together like a bundle of kittens. I reach inside with my thumb and forefinger and pluck one out. It's warm and tingly, but there's no time to waste. I put it in a bottle to keep it safe. And I put the bottle on the shelf of all the other bottles. Happy thoughts, happy thoughts, happy thoughts in bottles. All in a row. My collection makes me a lot of friends. Each bottle a starlight to make amends. Sometimes my friends feel in a certain way. Down comes the bottle to save the day. Night after night, more dreams. Friends after friends, more bottles. Deeper and deeper my fingers go, like exploring a dark cave, discovering the secrets hiding in the nooks and crannies, digging and digging, scraping and scraping. I blow dust off my bottle caps. It doesn't feel like time elapsed. My empty shelf could use some more. My friends look through my locked front door. Finally all done, I open up and in come my friends. In they come in such a hurry. Do they want my bottles that much? I frantically pull them from the shelf, one after the other, holding them out to each and every friend, each and every bottle. But every time I let one go, it shatters against the tile between my feet. Happy thoughts, happy thoughts, happy thoughts, in shards all over the floor. They were supposed to be for my friends who aren't smiling. They're all shouting, pleading something, but all I hear is echo, 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 echo inside my head. They're all broken people inside. Damn humans and their emotions. To anyone that's played this before, would you know how far through I am? Just so I can gauge it. Holy crap. Sarah, did you really write this? Of course I did. Didn't I tell you yesterday I was going to write the best poem ever? Yeah, but, I mean, I didn't expect something like this coming from you. Monica taught me a whole lot, and I've been really in touch with my feelings recently. I see that. It's almost kind of creepy. Creepy? Well, not exactly. Maybe because I'm so used to you being cheerful. Well, never mind. I think I'm thinking too hard about it. The point is, it came out good, so you should be proud of it. Oh, thanks. I feel like I was meant to express myself this way. It even helps me understand my own feelings a little bit better. Writing is like magic. You've gotten pretty passionate about this, huh? I hope you keep it up. Yeah, writing's the best. I'm going to keep writing until I die. Okay. Don't get ahead of yourself. So I've always had a habit of getting obsessed with something before dropping it no more than a week later. I don't know all the dairy types. Sorry, I know the tsundere, but that's about it. I wonder if this is one of those times. But seeing the passion in her eyes makes it hard for me to be pessimistic. And now Yuri. Best girl. She's still best girl. Let's see what you've got written for today. Now tell me in English. Let's see what you've written for today. I know, I kind of don't like... I understand that, like, the tsundere and yandere are used in... what's the word? They're used, like, in genres. But I've never liked the use of them because it kind of just puts women in these weird slots. Like, women have to fit strictly into these things. It's never sat comfortably with me. I understand if you're describing a character trait, that's fine, but it kind of creeps me out a little bit because it's kind of like, oh, the character trait is bigger than the person almost. Oh, okay. Ah, right. So they're opposite in the process rather than how they react to you. It's the actual process of them changing to liking you in the end, as opposed to them changing to psychotic. I'm with you. It does still creep me out a little bit, but yeah. Let's see what you've written for today. Yuri stares at the poem with a surprised expression on her face. Do you like it? And Luco, this one might even be better than yesterday's. How did you even pick up on this so quickly? Just yesterday I was telling you the kind of techniques worth practicing. Maybe that's why. You did a good job explaining. I really wanted to try giving it more imagery. Yuri visibly swallows. Even her hands appear sweaty. I'm not used to this. Used to what? I don't know. It's fine. Take your time. Yuri breathes and collects her thoughts. I know that Yuri likes to think before she speaks, so I offer that patience to her. Yeah, just being appreciated like this, I guess. It probably sounds really stupid, but seeing someone motivated by my writing, it just makes me really happy. Are you saying you've never shared your writing before? Yuri nods. Really? I don't believe it. I really only write for myself. And besides, people who would just laugh at me. Do you really think that? Again, Yuri nods. Huh? Even your close friends? Yuri doesn't respond to that. I wonder why. Anyway, do you want to share the poem you wrote today? Yeah, I do. If it's with you... Oh, if it's with you. That's nice of her. The raccoon. Love raccoons, they're awesome. When I lived in the States for 4 years, when I first saw a raccoon, my eyes almost popped out my head. Because I didn't realise they were quite so... I didn't realise they were everywhere. And I heard like something rummaging around in the bins, and the ex-wife was like, oh, it's probably just a raccoon. And I was like, you what? It's a raccoon? She's like, yeah, a raccoon. So I went outside to the bin, and I took a cookie with me, and she's like, don't get close because they can have rabies. I was like, it's fine, don't worry. I won't. I'm not going to stroke it or nothing. But I just sat about 10 foot away from it, and like an outside chair, just watching the raccoons. And there's two of them, and they both like checked me out, saw I wasn't doing anything, and I like threw the cookie. And then two of them came forward. One of them picked out a cookie, and then there was a baby raccoon that came out behind them, and I was just mesmerised by them. And then from then on, I was like, I need to visit the raccoons as often as possible, because they're amazing creatures. Just their hands and the colours of their fur was just so cool. Anyway, I'll stop going off on one about raccoons. The raccoon. It happened in the dead of the night while I was slicing bread for a guilty snack. My attention was caught by the scuttering of a raccoon outside my window. That was, I believe, the first time I noticed my strange tendencies as an what's that say? Unordinary human? Unless I'm reading that wrong. I gave the raccoon a piece of bread, my subconscious well aware of the consequences, well aware that the raccoon is fed will always come back for more. The enticing beauty of my cutting knife was the symptom. The bread, my hungry curiosity, the raccoon, an urge. The moon increments... I can't read it. The moon increments its phase and reflects that much more light off of my cutting knife. The very same light that glistens the eyes of my raccoon friend. I slice the bread fresh and soft. The raccoon becomes excited, or perhaps I'm merely projecting my emotions onto the newly satisfied animal. The raccoon has taken to following me. You can say that we've gotten quite used to each other. The raccoon becomes hungry more and more frequently, so my bread is always handy. Every time I brandish my cutting knife, the raccoon shows me its excitement. A rush of blood, a classic Pavlovian conditioning. I slice the bread. I feel myself again. Okay. She's not talking about bread, she's talking about her skin. And I think the raccoon is viewing herself subjectively. I was a little more daring with this one than yesterday's. I can see that it's a lot more metaphorical. I don't know if it's my fault, but I can't begin to imagine what this poem is about. That's right, it's a bit closer to my preferred writing style, using the poem as a canvas to express vivid imagery, conveying emotions through them. Yeah, if I take it at face value, then I can't figure out what it is supposed to mean. Well, to think of it as something that different people can relate to in their own way. I wanted to express the way it feels for me to indulge in my more unusual hobbies. It's those sort of things I'm usually forced to keep to myself. So I sometimes enjoy writing about them. So she self-harms. Huh, that's funny. Didn't Aski also write about something like that? About someone being ridiculed for a strange interest? Huh? She did? Yeah. She was talking about how it doesn't matter what you're into as long as you're not hurting anybody. She's right. I mean, does she really feel that way? Yeah. Hey, how's it going, man? Well, I wanted a break from Sonic the Hedgehog. And this one's been on my list for a long time. I watched 2 years ago. I watched the Zero Punctuation review of it. So I kind of know at least one spoiler for this, and I know it takes it goes south after a while, but I'm not sure how it gets to that point. Although I'm getting it now. Yeah, Sonic's a bit much. Sonic is a bit much. I'm on game 13 of like 32, so I've got a way to go yet. I'm glad you popped in though. It's good to see you, dude. Oh, good to see your name on the screen. A couple people have said to warn me about this game, but I'm going to do it. I was going to play D4 Dark Dreams Don't Die, which is just fun to say. But it sounds like it was never truly finished. So I was like, God damn it, I don't want to play a game that's not. Yeah. I don't mind cliffhangers, but this one, they began making it like 5 years ago and never continued. You hate or like my hat, whichever annoys me more. Well, neither of them annoy me, so... I mean, if you want to hate one of the hats, you could hate this one here, because it fucking hurts to wear it. I bought it, and it looks cool, because it's already got the ears on it. But it's fucking sharp, man. If I wear it, it actually hurts the top of my ears. And no one wants to hurt the top of their ears. So that was a hat tangent. I waited ages for that hat to arrive as well. Sounds like you two have that in common. That's interesting. To me, she seems the kind of person who'd make fun of my hobbies. But I suppose it's my fault for judging, isn't it? Ah, please don't tell her I said that. Don't worry, I have no reason to. Okay. Well, thank you for sharing with me. After all, if I hadn't learned to embrace my own weirdness, I would probably hate myself. I might be ranting a little bit now, but I'm glad you're a good listener. You're good at a lot of things. Oh, MVL, who is your best girl in this? My best girl is Yuri. Uh-oh, what did you waste money on? I'm liking the Blue Yeti. Heisen and a couple other people, I think yourself as well, said that it was a good one. When 5 people said the same mic, I was like, right, I get it. Ah, you win, MVL. Nice, that was smooth. Although I'm not sure what that implies about me, but yeah, that was smooth. I'm gonna give that. Oh, where's that gone? That's 7 chainsaws. No, it's good, dude. I don't mind it because it was smooth. If it wasn't smooth, then it would have been creepy. I've had people say creepy things before, but that was smooth, so you're fine. I think the thing that's creeping me out the most is people role-playing as Sonic the Hedgehog characters when watching me play Sonic the Hedgehog. That weirds me out. And that's not even directed towards me, it's just weirds me out in general. Okay, I shall continue. You're good at a lot of things. Writing, listening. There really isn't many people like you, El Luco. That's exaggerating a little bit. It's just like how I feel. That's just like my opinion, dude. I never thought I would feel so comfortable sharing my writing, but now I almost feel like I look forward to it. It's just a really nice feeling, and you're to thank for that. It's nothing really. Yuri smiles sincerely at me. For just a moment, her timidness seems to disappear. I'm worried that she's going to cut herself, and she's going to cut herself badly, and she's not. I'm worried that it's either going to be the girl I talk to the most that does something horrific to herself, or it's the one I talk to the least is going to hurt themselves. Because Natsuki, she's obviously, she acts up because she feels powerless. So everyone thinks she's cute because she doesn't, she's insecure about that. Yuri is hurting herself behind closed doors. Monica here she's trying to be the strongest and the best of everything, and obviously that's a weight around her neck. And then Sayori, I'm not entirely sure where her problems come from. She's obviously sad and feels worthless, but I'm not entirely sure what the cause is, what the root is. Anyway, onwards, I could be completely wrong. Okay, everyone, we're all done reading each other's poems, right? I have something extra planned today, so if everyone could come sit at the front of the room. Is this about the festival? Well, sort of. Do we really have to do something for the festival? It's not like we can put together anything good in just a few days. We'll just end up embarrassing ourselves instead of getting any new members. That's a concern of mine as well. I don't really do well with last-minute preparations. You're your best girl, Yuri. Don't worry so much. We're going to keep it simple, okay? We won't need much more than a few decorations. Sayori has been working on posters and I've designed some pamphlets we can give out during the event. Okay, that's great and all, but that doesn't tell us what we're actually going to be doing for the event. Sorry, I thought you heard about it already. We're going to be performing Monica? Yeah, we're going to be having a poetry performance. Each of us is going to choose a poem to recite during the event. Wow, that's... no thanks. Do you mean with With Sayori. Now you realise you don't have a secret final form. I think you do have a secret final form. Maybe it's just not awoken yet. I think we've all got a secret final form. But the cool part is we're all going to let anyone else come up and recite poems too. Sayori's putting it all on the posters in case anyone wants to prepare ahead of time. I mean, Sayori is definitely, she worries about everyone else. To take the focus off of herself. But she is quite funny, I do like her. Sayori, who's been colouring a poster, holds it up for us to see. Are you kidding me, Monica? You didn't really already start putting those posters up, did you? I was gonna say, what's your powering up pose? Or is it more we're going full Dragon Ball here? I would like it to be my powering up pose to kind of be opposite. It'd be like just lightly pondering, subtly powers me up. And then suddenly I remember where my keys are. You didn't already start putting those posters up, did you? Well, I did. Downward dog. No one's gonna fuck with you while you're powering up. Again, you're showing dominance. Do you really think it's that bad of an idea? Well, no. It's not a bad idea. But I didn't sign up for this, you know? There is no way I'm going to be performing in front of a group of people like that. I agree with Natsuki. I could never in my life do something like that. Okay, Dozer. Oh, how is Dauntless? I played Dauntless when it first launched, and I kind of went back to Monster Hunter. Because it didn't feel weighty enough. And don't get me wrong, I'm not one of those Monster Hunter snobs, because I like God Eater, and lots of people that like Monster Hunter hate God Eater, because God Eater's more about speed. I could never in my life do something like that. Imagining it, Yuri shakes her head in fear. Guys, no, Sayori. I understand where they're coming from. Remember that Natsuki and Yuri have never shared their poems with anyone until just a couple days ago. It's a lot to ask them to recite their poems out loud to a whole room full of people. I guess I kind of overlooked that, so I'm sorry. Well, make sure you kick some ass, Dozer. Kick the fuck out of them. I must have played it for about 15-20 hours. I thought it was pretty good. I've not been back to it since, but I thought it was good. It was just a bit limited at that point in time. I think there was only 4 or 5 weapons. But I still think we could give it our best. We're the only ones responsible for the fate of this club. If we start an event and each put on a good performance, then it will inspire others to do the same. And the more people who perform, the better we'll be able to show everyone what literature is all about. Yeah, it's all about expressing your feelings. Being intimate with yourself. Don't think you should be intimate with yourself on stage. Finding new horizons and having fun. That's right. And it's those reasons that we're all in this club today. Yeah, but that kind of pressure is not going to help someone who harms themselves and someone who's deeply insecure. Don't you want to share that with others? To inspire them to find the feelings that brought you here in the first place? I know you do. I know we all do. And if all it takes is standing in front of the room for 2 minutes and reciting a poem, then I know you can do it. Natsuki and Yuri remain silent. Sayori looks worried. I guess that leaves me no choice. I agree. I don't think it's too much to ask. I think that Sayori and Monica have been trying really hard to get new members. The least we can do is help them out a little bit. Well, maybe, but it looks like Natsuki doesn't have any arguments left. Okay, fine. I guess I'll just have to get over it with. Alright. Phew. Thanks, Natsuki. What about you, Yuri? Yuri dejectedly glances around at everyone else's expectant faces. Sigh. I guess I don't really have a choice. Aha, that's everyone. You're the best, Yuri. This club is seriously going to be the death of me. Really? She's really going to say that? Oh gosh. You'll be fine, Yuri. But anyway, let's move on to the main event. I want each of you to choose a poem of yours. We're going to practice reciting them in front of each other. No way. Monica, this is too sudden. Well, if you can't recite your poem in front of the club, how do you expect to do it in front of strangers? Oh no. Don't worry. I'll start off to help everyone feel a little more comfortable. Can I go next? Of course. Now let's see. Monica flips through her notebook to the specific poem she has in mind for herself. She then stands behind the podium. The title of this poem is The Way They Fly. Monica begins to reciting her poem. Her clear, confident voice fills the room. More than that, her inflection is pristine. She knows exactly how to apply emotion behind each line she recites, bringing the words to life. Is this something she's done before, or is this simply a natural? Or is she simply a natural? I glance around me. Everyone has their eyes on Monica. Sayori looks amazed. Yuri has an intense expression on her face that I don't understand. Finally, Monica finishes the finishes. The four of us applaud. Monica takes a breath and smiles. That was so good, Monica. Thank you very much. I was just hoping to set a good example. Are you ready to go next, Sayori? I'll go next. Yuri's fired up all of a sudden. Yuri clutches a sheet of paper between her hand and stands up. Keeping her head down, she walks quite quickly over to the podium. This poem is called... Yuri anxiously glances at each of us. You can do it, Yuri. It's called After Image of a Crimson Eye. Yuri's voice shakes as she starts reading the poem. Just a moment ago, she practically refused to do this. Why is she suddenly putting in so much effort? As Yuri gets past the first couple of lines, her voice changes. It's almost like what happens when Yuri gets absorbed into her books. Her quivering words transform into the sharp syllables of a fierce and confident woman. The poem is full of twists and turns in its structure that she enunciates with perfect timing. This must be a rare glimpse into the whirling fire Yuri keeps concealed inside her head. Suddenly, she's finished. Everyone is stunned. Yuri snaps back into reality and glances around her as if she's bewildered even herself. It's up to me to save the situation. I'm the first to start applauding. Everyone joins me afterward and we give Yuri the recognition she deserves. It's not that we didn't want to applaud for her, but we were so caught off guard that we must have forgotten. As we applaud, Yuri holds the poem to her chest and rushes back into her seat. Yuri, that was really good. Thank you for sharing. Looks like Yuri is down for the count. Okay, I guess I'm next then. Sayori hops onto the chair and cheerfully off of her chair and walks to the podium. This one's called My Meadow. Sorry, I giggled. Sayori, it's a lot harder than I thought. How did you guys do it so easily? Try not to think of it like you're reciting it to other people. Imagine you're reciting it to yourself in front of a mirror or in your own head. It's your poem, so it'll come out the best that way. I see. Okay then. Sayori begins her poem. Somehow it feels like her soft voice was made as a perfect match. The poem isn't aimlessly cheery like Sayori is. It's serene and bittersweet. If I were to read this on paper, I probably wouldn't think much of it. But hearing it come from Sayori's voice almost gives it a whole new meaning. Maybe this is what Sayori meant when she said she likes my poems. It's like I get to reach more deeply into someone than I thought I knew. Through and through. Sayori finishes and we applaud. I did it! Good job, Sayori. Even El Luco liked it. I should not have called myself El Luco. It breaks the immersion. I guess that's a good sign. What does that even mean? It came out nicely, Sayori. The atmosphere of the poem fits you really nicely. But it might be that other poems wouldn't work quite as well with that kind of delivery. It's easier said than... Excuse the pun, that's easier said than done, Eisen. Just reading it out loud is hard enough for me. Yeah, I don't really understand. In other words, I've seen poems of yours... Oh, you're talking about yourself. The only advice I can give, because I don't think I'm particularly good at reading out loud, is just slow it down. You miss nothing by slowing it down. In other words, I've seen poems of yours where that sort of gentle delivery wouldn't work as well. They might need a little more force behind them depending on what you're reading. Oh, I know what you mean. That's, well, I've been practicing that kind of thing. It's just embarrassing to do in front of everyone. The next time I'm going to make you pick a poem that challenges you a little more. We don't have much time before the festival, you know. Okay. Now who's next? Natsuki? Don't make me go before El Luco. It's not like I can compare to you guys anyway. Might as well let El Luco lower everyone's standards a little before I have to do it. You're fucking cheeky, Natsuki. You just reminded me of the Fast Show. Reading a poem is like making love to a beautiful woman. I need to watch the Fast Show soon. Natsuki? Oh yeah, Fast Show. I've got the collection downstairs. So good. It's fine, it's fine. I might as well get it over with. But it's not like I have much of a selection of what to read. I'll just have to go with what I wrote for today. I stand up and step in front of the podium. Everyone has their eyes on me, making me feel terribly awkward. I recite my poem. Since I'm not exactly confident in my own writing, it's hard to put energy into it. Despite that, once I finish, I receive applause anyway. Sorry, I'm not really as good as everyone else. Don't worry about it so much. I think it's less about your abilities and more about your lack of confidence in your writing. That's something that'll improve over time though. Yeah, maybe. Alright then, that just leaves you, Natsuki. Yeah, I'm going. Natsuki begrudgingly gets out of her seat and makes her way to the podium. The poem is called... Well, why are you all looking at me? Because you're presenting? Anyway, the poem is called Jump. Natsuki takes a breath. Once she starts reciting the poem, her sour attitude disappears a little. While she's still a little uninfused, her poem has a rhythm and rhyme to it. It's Natsuki's trademark style, and it works surprisingly well when spoken aloud. The words feel like they bounce up and down as if giving life to the poem. Natsuki finishes and everyone applauds. She huffs back to her seat. That wasn't so bad, was it? Easy for you to say. You'd better not make me do that again. Well, did you at least feel prepared enough to recite a poem in front of other people? I mean, doing it in front of other people will be way easier. I can put on whatever face I want for other people, but when it's just my friends, it's just embarrassing. That's a surprise, Natsuki. I think it would be the other way around for me. Well, that's just how it is, so... Well, I guess in that case, you won't have much to worry about for the festival. That said, I want to thank everyone for coming through. I get a horrible feeling that something bad's going to happen at this festival, and then one of them's not going to be there afterwards. It might be hard, but I hope that you all have an idea of what it's like now. Make sure you pick a poem and get enough practice before the festival, okay? I'll be making pamphlets, so let me know ahead of time what you'll be reciting. Please. I should probably find some other poem to recite instead. That's fine too. It doesn't have to be your own. I'm already pleasantly surprised that you're putting in all of this effort for the club. It makes me really happy. Yeah, no problem. Okay, everyone. I think that's about it for today. I know the festival is coming up, but let's try to write poems for tomorrow as well. It's been working out really well, really nicely so far, so I'd like to continue that. As for the festival, we'll finish planning tomorrow, and then we'll have the weekend to prepare. Monday's the big day. I can't wait. I can do this. Alright. I stand up. There's no way I'll be able to find the same enthusiasm as Sayori and Monica, but I'll do my best to get through. If it's for the sake of the club and impressing Monica. Then I'll have to do my best. Ready to go, Sayori? Yep. Look at you two always going home together like that. It's kind of adorable, isn't it? Geez, guys, don't make such a big deal out of it. It must be a little nice, though. Well, how am I supposed to respond to that? It's okay, El Luco, you don't have to say it. Whatever, let's go already. Damn cuties. I walk home with Sayori once more. Even though it's been only a few days, a lot of things have already changed. But today Sayori is a little quieter than usual on the way home. Hey Sayori. No, not Siri. I'm not talking to you. Oh shit, how long have I got to amend my shopping? 1 second. think I'm doing alright. We're at 2 hours and 43 minutes. I didn't think I could talk for this long. How long have I got to change it? I've got 33 minutes. So if anyone's got any food ideas again, let me know. Okay, sorry, I was spacing out. No wonder. I was thinking about something from earlier. Like how we get to, sorry fumbles with her words. So let's just say one day Yuri asked to walk home with you. Huh? What would you do? What kind of question is that? You're kind of putting me on the spot here. Uh-huh. Oh shit! I'm gonna have to save right there. Right, so this is where it starts to diverge. This ain't fair. Yuri is best girl, but Sayori is his best friend. Is it sisters before misters? No. Okay, I'll go with how I would really answer. If I was really answering and she was my best friend, I would walk home with her. But then, if she was my best friend, she would understand that Yuri is best girl. Fucking quandary. I'm gonna have to upset her. I would walk home with Yuri. Walking home with Yuri, huh? Why does the thought of that make my heart pound? Given how hard it is for her to socialise, I would feel awful turning her down, so... Nice one, El Luco. He navigates these problems pretty well. Better than me. Isn't she so beautiful and smart? That has nothing to do with what I just said. You admitted it. Is Alt F4... Is that like fast? Is that like quick save? Welcome to the channel, Nemtimo. Nemtimo? Nemtimo. Best variant. Okay. Oh, fair enough. That's why I wasn't going to press it. Yeah, I don't press inputs unless. Yeah, don't worry, I wasn't going to press it. I don't just randomly press buttons. Thank you for trolling me there, Nemtimo. I still hope you have fun watching the channel. No, it's alright. It's right. The room came to save me. I've not owned a PC in 10 years. This is my first one I've had in a long time, so yeah. You admitted it. Jeez, there's not even any point in speculating something that's never going to happen. Well, maybe. But I just like to think about it. You just reminded me of on Reddit when people are playing like CSGO and stuff, and people like they ask for help, and then someone will say, if you want help, you press this, and it's something that shuts down the game. That's the first thing that comes to mind. But I just like to think about it. It's not long before you won't need me anymore, you know? Need you? Sorry. I can't figure out how you're seeing these things in your head right now. Sorry, everyone is different. Nobody in the club is a replacement for you. If you say so. The conversation trails off and I'm left feeling awkward. But it was kind of her fault for tracking me with such a weird question. I can't just lie to her, but if there's something that makes her happy, I would hate to take that away from her. That's why I said there's no point in speculating. Then again, the festival is only a few days away. Who knows what will happen in that time? Okay. I feel bad for Bestie. She is a bestie. But Yuri is best girl. Bestie versus best girl. Okay. We're still going to try and impress her because she's the best one. I go for clumsy. Or whirlwind, entropy. It's the same ones as before. I thought they could at least change the words up a little bit, but that's fine. Crimson, because she said crimson eye, didn't she? Part of her book. Unrestrained. I'm not gonna say depression. I'm gonna say sparkle. I never get Natsuki, but then again I don't go for cute stuff. Not often. A promise. Boop. I'll go for boop. There we go. Explode. Destiny. Bubbles. Melancholy. Determination. After Image, that's the name of her book as well. Bouncy. Do we really? Is it? I mean, she's got purple hair. She's got purple hair, and she likes like books with meaning. And I suppose we're all here to look for more meaning. I'm oversimplifying. But... oh man, I'm the last one here again. Don't worry, I just walked in too. Are you practicing piano again? It could be because she's got the biggest boobs, but that wasn't what drew me to her. Because they kind of look about the same size to me. Yeah, You must have a lot of determination. Starting this club and now picking up piano? Or maybe not determination, but I guess passion. Remember that the club wouldn't be here if it wasn't for all of you. And I'm super happy that you're all willing to help out for the festival too. I can't wait for the festival. It's going to be great. Huh? Weren't you complaining about it just yesterday, Natsuki? Well, yeah. I'm not talking about our part of the festival, but it's a whole day of school we're going to get to play and eat and all kinds of delicious foods. You sound a bit like Sayori all of a sudden. Monica, do they usually have fried squid? Squid? That's a pretty specific thing to look forward to. Oh, come on. Are you saying you don't like squid? You of all people. Did I say I didn't like it? Besides, what do you mean, you of all people? Because it's right in your name. Monica. That's not how you say my name at all. Also, that joke makes no sense in translation. That's kind of nice that they put that there. Never mind. Let's just focus on our own event for now, okay? Fine. Your reactions aren't as fun as Yuri's or Sayori's anyway. Excuse me? Where is Sayori anyway? Oh, there you are. Sayori is sitting at the desk in the corner room, looking down at nothing. I walk over to her. Hey, Sayori. I wave my hand in front of her face. Huh? You're spacing out again? Yeah, sorry. Don't mind me. You can go talk to everyone else. Huh? Is everything alright? Of course. Why wouldn't it be? It just feels like you're a little off. Sorry for assuming things. Geez, you worry too much about me. I'm fine, see? She's not fine. The more I say it's not the boobs. Well, to say the truth, I have barely even been looking at the character. I was going to say character models because I'm so focused on the writing. Sayori shows me a big smile. Don't let me distract you from having fun with everyone. Well, alright, if you say so. I worriedly glance at Sayori before turning back toward everyone else. But the conversation is already dispersed with everyone back at their usual activities. Maybe I should ask Monica if she's noticed anything about Sayori recently. Since they've been practicing for the festival, they must be spending a lot of time together. I'm going to ask again, just in case the people in the room have changed, which I'm sure people have come in and left and such. Does anyone know how far through the game I am? I timidly approach Monica, who is shuffling through some papers at her desk. Hey Luca, what's up? Hey, this might sound a little strange, but have you noticed anything up with Sayori recently? Anything up with her? In what way do you mean? Maybe I'm reading a little too much into it, but she seems a bit downcast today. Oh, you think so? I can't say I've noticed anything about her. Monica peers across the room at Sayori, who's idly dragging a rubber eraser up and down her desk. Maybe there is something on her mind. But I'm surprised I'm not the only one asking you. Aluka? Okay. You certainly know her a lot better than I do. Yeah, but she's never really like this. She always talked to me about things that bothered her. But this time when I asked her, she was really dismissive. Sorry, I know it's not your problem. I just wanted to ask if you knew anything, so I'll drop it now. No. It's important to me too. I mean, I'm also friends with her, and I also care about the well-being of my club members, you know? Maybe I'll try talking to her myself. Are you sure about that? She seems like she wanted to be left alone. Are you sure? Maybe she just had a hard time bringing it up with the person of interest. Person of interest? What do you mean by that? I'm saying that maybe the thing on her mind is you, Elduko. Me? How on earth would you come to that conclusion? Well, I probably shouldn't say too much, but Sayori talks about you more than anything else, you know? She's been so much happier ever since you joined the club. Oh god, now I feel bad. It's like an extra light was turned on inside of her. What? No way. Sayori was always like that. She's always been full of sunshine. It's not any different now than it always has been. You're so funny, Elduko. Have you thought that maybe you've always seen her as so cheerful because that's just how she is when you're around? I'm mad-libbing a little bit. And as I said too much. I'm sorry. What do I do now anyway? For fuck's sake. I need to slow down again. Drink some water and slow down. I'm so sorry. What do I know anyway? I didn't mean to jump to conclusions, so you should just forget about what I said. I just tried to talk to her, so try not to think about it for now. Alright. Monica smiles meaningfully. I know she said to forget about it, but I already know that I won't be able to get her words out of my head. Monica stands up from her desk and walks across the room to where Sayori is sitting. I watch her kneel down next to Sayori and gently talk to her, but she's keeping her voice so quiet that I can't hear her from here. I sigh and sit myself down. I know Sayori told me not to worry about her and to have fun with everyone else, but that's impossible to do when she's behaving like this. Exactly how much do I care about her and that I'm letting this weigh me down so much? Now it feels like I'm the only one behaving out of the ordinary. But there's nothing I can do besides wait for Monica. Why does it feel like I'm being watched? I glance around the room. Suddenly I notice Yuri peering up at me from over her book. But she looks away just as quickly with a flustered look on her face. I realise that she won't get anywhere like this. I've never really seen Yuri approach anyone or start a conversation on her own accord, so I have no choice but to approach her myself. By now it's a little easier for me to do that. I stand up from my desk and sit in one next to her own. I didn't mean to bother you or anything. Or I actually didn't do anything. But I could tell that you wanted to be alone with your thoughts. Alone with my thoughts? How are you even able to tell what I was thinking like that? Well, it's something that I do a lot. So it wasn't hard for me to spot based on your posture and expression. Not that I was staring or anything. I didn't do anything creepy like that. In any case, I guess you were right. I'm sorry if I caused you any concern. Don't apologise. Your troubles are only concern of those willingly sharing that concern. Of course, there are certainly those who find the most comfort in keeping to themselves. But if you would prefer to share what's on your mind, then I would be glad to listen. It's really not that big of a deal. I was just feeling a bit uneasy about Sayori. Sayori? Yeah, she seems a little off today, but when I asked her about it, she didn't want to admit it to me. So I can't help but wonder if something happened to her. Oh. That's quite romantic, huh? So sorry. I didn't mean to say anything stupid. It's not that, I just didn't want you to misunderstand. Sayori and I have just been friends for a long time, that's all. I see. Then perhaps it's unusual for her to be dismissive to you about her feelings. Or maybe I'm just reading a little too much into it. Oh, Luke, I'm starting to fumble over my words. It might be because it's getting late. I'm going to try and continue for the next 15 minutes, but if I keep on fumbling, I might have to end the stream for the night. We're almost at 3 hours, which is way better than I thought I was going to do. The world is full of meaning, often hidden deep beneath plain sight, and there are many untold mysteries behind every person, no matter how well you may know them. Do you think that there might be something behind it after all? I think that Sayori is a very complex person. Her mannerisms on the outside don't always match what may be going on inside her head. And she may not always know what she wants. I notice her strange behaviour today too. And I also feel some concern for her. But in your case it looked like she was fully occupying your thoughts, wasn't she? Well, I guess that was the case. Sayori, she really means a lot to you, doesn't she? I guess. But you don't need to put it that way. We're just good friends, that's all. Yuri suddenly looks deeply into my eyes. Her expression is gentle and curious, as if she's searching for something. Embarrassed, I avert my gaze. Sometimes, a person's mysteries are untold even to themselves. And you, as someone honest and caring, may uncover feelings you weren't aware were in you. That is, I think that. She would be a very fortunate person to have you feel that way about her. Yuri, you're giving me too much credit. I'm a pretty simple guy, so I think I'm pretty good at understanding my own feelings. I'm not nearly as sophisticated as you. That's not a compliment, is it? It is what it is. Anyway, as long as we're here, why don't we do some reading? Well, as long as you're okay with it. Yeah, I should be taking my mind off this whole thing anyway. It's getting a bit heavy. Okay, everyone. After some time passes, Monica calls out the club room. Why don't we share our poems now? Before I know it, everything is back to normal. Everyone goes to retrieve their poems, and I do the same. I make eye contact with Monica and she smiles at me. I wonder what she was talking about with Sayori. I think I'm going to call it there. I'm having trouble reading. I think I need to be refreshed. So I'm probably going to continue with this tomorrow evening. It might be early evening for me, so then I can play like a horror game afterwards. So I'm guessing I'm past the halfway point. So if anyone's interested in continuing watching this, I'll be on again probably like 6 o'clock tomorrow, GMT, 6 or 7. To continue this. Thank you very much for coming and watching, MVL. I hope you have a good weekend, dude. I like doing streams till later, but with reading. Oh, thank you very much, Nemtemo. Yeah, normally I would stream till like 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, but reading, my brain is just shutting down. With horror games, I can kind of go into autopilot. So in that case, thank you very much everyone for coming to watch. Am I going to stream any more games? I don't think so. I hope to catch you tomorrow. You have a great evening, day, weekend, and see you all soon. Thanks a lot. Cheers and bye. Cheers and gone.